You need this?
So now you're on.
We're back after the lunch break here in New South Wales. Teams are getting on the field. We've just had a couple of requests. I'm just going to go through the teams that are actually here. We'll go through some of them. So we've got 11143 Orange, the Barker Orange backs. 11144, they are the Blue backs. 11145 are the Green backs. We've got 11146, the Pink backs. 11147 being the Purple backs. And 11148, the grey backs, and 11258, the yellow backs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 7 Barker teams. We then have 2 teams from Pymble, being 12554, the Hedge Hubs, and they've also got 18361 Card Bob from Pymble. We then have from Abbotsleigh Artemis in Wahroonga, we've got team 15144. We have a Wollongong team, Gong Invaders, 14349. And the team that's travelled the furthest here today is Dangerous Minds. That's 16551, and they are from Victoria. So as the teams get ready here on this is match number 9 on the Red Alliance. We have Barker green backs and blue backs. We've got Barker on the right hand side of the screen, and for the Blue Alliance, we've got Barker pink backs and orange backs. So we've got rank 7, 9, 11, 12. So rankings are not... We're just waiting for a human player for the Red Alliance. So those looking on TV, you got the three red squares and the 3 blue squares. They are target zones, and there's a randomisation at the start of the match that determines which target zone those wobble goals should be dropped off into. We've got a human player, and I think we're ready to go. Okay, so this is the first match after lunch. Looks like everybody's maybe a bit sleepy, not quite ready after that magnificent lunch here put on. So everyone's looking very full. We're now doing the randomisation. And you'll see number 2, so that's B. So teams will be trying to put that wobble goal into that centre square, the second one down. And there's only 1 ring on the field. The rest of them go to the human player. Okay, teams, you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we got blue backs and pink backs moving there for the red and the blue alliance. Pink bats, it looks like that wobble goal is sort of just resting on top there. It's not really controlled at all, but it's resting on top. No robots shooting yet during the autonomous period, and no one scoring any points at the moment.
Blueback's autonomous seems to be running into the wall, taking its wobble goal with it. Both Red and Blue Alliance have so far scored 0 points during this autonomous period.
So that's the end of the autonomous period, so those drivers can pick up their controllers and start playing. So now we've got certainly the orange backs there. Orange backs have got a conveyor belt system, and look at green backs there for the Red Alliance shooting up, and the blue backs also trying to shoot up. Now, if the teams shoot too hard, it's very easy for them to bounce out because those rings only just fit in that upper goal. But look at that, blue backs shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance.
3 for 3, that's 18 points.
And look at that, Red Alliance take the lead, 26-12. Meanwhile, orange backs shoot and use that conveyor system for the Blue Alliance. Pink backs trying to get those rings in. They drop them from a conveyor belt into a shooting mechanism and shoots out the front. But while that's said, the Blue Alliance is caught up, 34-38, down to almost a minute to go.
And the Bluebacks are scoring more points, 12, and that's 18 points for the Red Alliance. Greenback seems to be having some sort of issue with their system, which takes the rings to the shooter. So far they haven't been able to shoot any more rings. Blueback scores an extra 12 points.
Red Alliance taking a handy lead, 68-42. Pink Alliance, the Pinkbacks shooting, scoring one, just missing out. But there's Bluebacks once again, shooting and scoring into that top goal for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance taking a nice lead here, 86-60. We're down to the final 30 seconds. This is the end game. Teams either can shoot and score or shoot for those power shots or move those wobble goals out of the field.
Despite the auto being 0-0, it's quite a high-scoring game so far.
Pinkbats getting one of those blue power shots down, picking one of them up. I'm not sure if that will still count, but the Red Alliance knocking one of theirs down.
It appears that a human player may have made a mistake resetting the power shots when not supposed to.
So we'll see what happens there. We'll see whether that's a penalty or not. But look, it's a close match. It's 101-89, so that could make a difference. So shooting each one of those down during the end game is, how many points is that? At the end of the game, it's 15 points. So that's interesting. If they had have kept that, they would have won the game. It looks like, but it looks like they've lost those points, and there's been a penalty as well to the Blue Line. So that's a big mistake
see what
there.
Happens.
We also had a minor penalty against Red for moving before the beginning of the driver control period.
So there's also a penalty against Red for moving before the driver control period. They only moved a little bit, but that's against the rules. So they move. So we'll just wait for the official scores to come up.
Definitely an important reminder for all the teams to only pick up the controllers once the timer is finished.
So the other thing that's interesting is a human player. They make a mistake, and that can cause a big difference. So although we look at the robots, there's still obviously people controlling the robots for the vast majority of the game, and those human players need to get those rings into the field and reset those power shots. But we'll wait for the final score. They'll be here soon and see if it in fact has made a difference. While the teams get ready for qualification match number 10. And here's the score for match 9, and it's a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 101-78. No autonomous points that we said there. It doesn't look like there were any penalty points there to the Blue Alliance for touching the power shot, but they didn't get those points. So it looks like the points for knocking them down were not awarded. Red Alliance scoring 15 points because they did knock down one of those power shots, but that 10-point penalty, as we said, for moving before the start of the period. So 101-78. So all those four alliances move up in ranking. They've played that extra game, so we just need to wait for all the games to be played to work out where everyone's ranked. But 1-1-4-4, that's the Bluebacks, have moved up to rank number 4. As we get ready for the teams for match number 10, we have on the Red Alliance, we've got from Victoria, Dangerous Minds, and also from Pimble, Card Bob, currently ranked number 3. And on the Blue Alliance, we have the Barker Yellowbacks and Team Artemis from Abbottsley in Wahroonga. So the Red Alliance, Dangerous Minds here, they've been holding on to that wobble goal. They hold on to it, and then they deliver it at the very end to score those 15 points, but they carry it around with them during the entire match. We know Card Bob has a very good autonomous. We've seen that before. So it can deliver the wobble goal into the correct zone for 15 points, and they've also got a very good shooter. Whereas looks like we are missing one. Looks like we're missing Artemis. I'm not sure whether Artemis, they might not actually be here for this match because I I just heard they're having a problem with one of their wheels. They can only turn left, which I guess is well, it depends what you're trying to do. But you could play a game only turning left, I guess.
Definitely. You can still push the wobble goal around, and even move rings around for your alliance.
So we're randomising. Number 2, that's position B. That's those centre targets. So we'll see how we go. This is going to be a tough match for the yellow bots, but we'll see how they go. Okay, teams, you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And there's Card Bob moving, dropping that wobble goal into. Can they drop it? They've got into position, and have they dropped it? Almost dropped it. Not quite. It looks like it didn't quite release.
They do get a high goal, 6 points, 12 points, 2 high goal shots. They almost hit one in the middle goal for the blue team, but fortunately it did not go in.
So I think the problem we're going to have, they've shot while they're over that line there. So I believe there'll probably be some penalties there against the Red Alliance. Now, given the blue Alliance only got one robot, those points should come in handy. So here they go. For the Blue Alliance, that's the yellow bot shooting, getting up into position and using that conveyor system to score into that low goal. So Blue Alliance actually taking the lead, and Red Alliance will need to start scoring some of those points. We'll see if they can. We see Dangerous Minds there. They've actually dropped that wobble goal. Usually they controlled it. They're shooting and missing. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see if the yellow bots can actually control the game, and it's a slow and steady. But there we go. There's Card Bob. It dialed in. They scored 1 in there.
Despite the odds against them, Yellowbacks seem to be doing pretty well so far. I believe 16551 may have accidentally dropped their wobble goal, as I don't believe they can pick it back up again.
So we've got Card Bob getting position and shooting, but missing with 2 of those shots. They can't quite pick up that one. This is a tremendous effort from the Yellowbacks. 27 to -5. Those early penalties against the Red Alliance really coming back to haunt them as Yellowbacks extend their lead with 3 more of those rings into the lower goal.
And although the low goal is quite low scoring, Yellowback shows how just like with an efficient strategy with lots of sight, they're already up to 36 points.
So we're down to the final 30 seconds here. Can Card Bob hit some of those targets? They've shot and missed. Each one of them is worth 15 points. They're going to need to knock down all 3 of them here to actually have a chance of winning, and they've missed. So this is going to be an incredible match from the Yellowbacks. Dangerous Minds shooting and missing. This just isn't Card Bob and Dangerous Minds. It wasn't their match. And they're shooting at the end and missing.
What an interesting match. I don't think we've seen one like that all day.
Well, it's very low scoring. I think maybe these teams are just back from lunch, whether they tinkered with their robots or not, what they did. But 45 to 1. Incredible driving and a match from Yellowback. So very unexpected, but a really nice match there.
Interestingly, the ranking points aren't actually determined by win, lose, or tie, but instead just by the points.
So just a reminder, we've got Queensland who are currently at lunch. They're already up. They've finished their qualification matches and they're up to their semi-final. So they're going to be at lunch until 2 o'clock. New South Wales, well, 2 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard Time. So there for 2 o'clock. So that is about another 50 minutes there. So there were 2 penalties at the start of that match. 2 major penalties for Card Bods shooting over the line during the autonomous period. So look at that, 84 to 1, Blue Alliance, major upset. I can't, one robot team had a good win there. As we wait for the next match, we just wait for these scores as they come through. Here they are. for qualification match number 10, and there you go. Oh, it's a win to the Blue Alliance, 39-1, and that's it's interesting. So that 1 point has dropped team 16-5-5-1. That is Dangerous Minds have gone down to third. Card Bob is still ranked number 3, and 11-2-5-8 is the Yellowbacks have moved up to rank number 6 with that good win. Look at that. Autonomous, 29 points, but 40 penalties there for the Red Alliance due to that shooting over the line. So we go. So we've got quite a few people in the room here. We're broadcasting from Barker, from the Barker Redbacks robotics room. For anyone that's been down here, it's adorned in quite a few blue banners around the room. And we're just going to play the match, one more match before we have an interview. So as I said, we've got the orange backs and the grey backs. Grey backs have got a very good barrow. I think they've got one of the better robots here. Against the Gong Invaders have also got a very good robot. They've performed very well today. And the blue backs. So this will be interesting to see how it goes. I think we will have 2 of the finalists here. I think Greybacks and Gong Invaders will be 2 of the top 4 teams. Whether they select each other or not, but I'm sure they should go through to the finals. They're both very high scoring, which is quite important. So it's the scores, not the wins and losses that count. And look at that. Actually, on the Blue Alliance, Gong Invaders are ranked 1 and Bluebacks are ranked 4. Greybacks are ranked 5, which is a bit of a surprise, with Orangebacks at 11. So we'll see how this match goes. So we've randomised, and number 3 is position C, which is at the far end of the field, and that's 4 rings each. Okay, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And so we're off. So there's Greybacks and Gong Invaders. Greybacks getting ready to shoot, hitting one of those power shots down during the autonomous period. 15 points for that. Can the teams put those wobble goals? Here we go. Greybacks go. Gong Invaders shoot and score. 2, 2, 3 in. And also the Greybacks shooting and scoring. This is going to be a high-scoring autonomous period, I say. Greybacks, can they get their second wobble goal in? They can. And the Gong Invaders get their wobble goal in. So this is a great autonomous for both alliances there. Look at that. 62-56. That's very good. So that's those 2 top robots. So here we go. Orange backs have got one of those conveyor belts, so they'll just nice, slow and steady pick them up. But blue backs shooting 2 out of 3 into that top goal during the teleop period. Each one worth 6 points. Gong Invaders scoring 3 out of 3 up there. Blue Alliances just put 5 of those in, whereas Greybacks accidentally scoring into that Blue Alliance goal there. 82 all at the moment. This is going to be a very high-scoring match. And look at that. Gong Invaders, 3 out of 3 once again. That shooter's really dialed in. Bluebacks just missing with their shot. Greybacks in position, but Greybacks scoring 1 for the Red Alliance up the top, but also 1 for the Blue Alliance there. So Greybacks again. 1 in the red, 1 in the blue, but we've had both the Bluebacks, and the Gong Invaders scoring for the Blue Alliance. Greybacks have got a few issues with that shooter. They're not quite getting the right position, and 2 of their shots going into the blue. You look at that. Blue's score is really mounting up here. Some of them being scored by the Red Alliance. So Red Alliance there, another 1 in the blue box scoring zone, 1 in the red. Gong Invaders lined up and shooting. The Bluebacks, that's a very strong shooter there. So Gong Invaders are now going to pick up that wobble goal. We're down to the final 30 seconds. I think we're going to get a well over 200-point match here. Red Alliance pick up one of that wobble goal. That's Greybacks put it over. We've got Gong Invaders trying to pick it up. Meanwhile, Bluebacks trying to shoot, knock down one of those power shots. Can Gong Invaders let it go? They do. We've got the 2 wobble goals for blue over. We've got 1 for red over. It's red 148, but the Blue Alliance is 212. And right at the end, Gong Invaders dropped that wobble goal over. This is easily the highest scoring match we've seen so far. 242 to 163 at the moment to the Blue Alliance. That was big scoring. So we're just looking at whether those power shots have been scored or not. So we're just checking if scored. It looks like the referee said they are. So Blue Alliance is ahead. That's Gong Invaders and Bluebacks. Gong Invaders are already ranked number 1, so this is really going to solidify them in that position number 1. So that's match 11, qualification match 11 over. We're still waiting for these scores to come in from the referees. There you are. So that's robots being removed. So hi to everyone at home. Waiting for the final scores. Anyone realising what sort of hat I've got on here today? Some of the younger people probably wouldn't even realise. This is a bit of a retro hat. Do you know what this... I do not. Morgan doesn't know what my... So we're still waiting for those scores to come up for that final match. That was a high-scoring match. As we see the preview for match 12 there. We've got the Hedgehogs ranked 2 and the Purple Banks at 9 against the Pink Backs and the Green Backs from Barker, ranked 8 and 10. So we'll see if the Hedgehogs can continue on their way. After that high-scoring match last game, they'll really want to make sure they continue with scoring these high points. So we're still waiting for that final score. So that as the teams are setting up here, as I was saying, we're down in the Barker lab. So this is used for both FTC and FRC. I think it's enough room for about half an FRC field. Oh, there we go. We got Morgan's got his camera back, got his microphone back. Sorry.
Yep.
So yeah, Morgan, we were just saying this lab is about big enough for a half FRC field. Is that right?
That is right, and that if whenever we do need any larger, we do go to another space.
Whereabouts is that? Where do you go?
That's near the aquatic centre.
Okay. Have they looking at getting a bigger field for Barker?
Yes, they are. It's being looked at.
Okay. And is that going to be on campus or just nearby?
Off campus.
Just nearby. Yep.
Well, half a field's usually all you need for most things. During the building up the robot and programming it, especially with the goal all set up there.
So the design of the FTC robots, is that a similar process, do you think, for FRC? Obviously, they're not as big, but they look quite complicated, these robots.
Yeah, so I would say the complexity varies a bit, and obviously the teams are quite a bit smaller, which, as we mentioned earlier, does result in very different designs. However, there are some collaborative processes where if any of the teams need significant help, there's always usually other team members from other teams to help. But the process is sort of similar.
The robots are significantly smaller, so I guess that poses different design challenges as well.
Definitely, and just the confines of the space, as it can only be within 18 by 18.
And there's that score from that match. Look at that, 262 to the Blue Alliance. So that Blue Alliance was Gong Invaders and the Bluebacks. So what that's done, that's pushed those, courtesy of that score, up to position 1 and 2. But also, look at that, 160 points for the Red Alliance, which is also a great score, has pushed Team 48, 48 is the Greybacks, up to position 3. So that's sort of where we thought they would be.
Yeah.
And 43 up to position 6. So we're just randomising here for match number 12. And it's position C, which is in the far corner of the field. 4 rings on the field. Got our referee just making sure those rings are perfectly aligned. As he steps off the field, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off, and we've got 4 of the robots moving. For the Blue Alliance, that's Pink Bats, 3 out of 3 into that top scoring zone. And look at this, the Greybacks shooting 2 of those power shots down and putting their wobble goal in position there during the autonomous period.
Unfortunately, Greenbacks have appeared to score for the Red Alliance by accidentally shooting into the mid-red goal.
So still some good points there. We've got 62 on the Red Alliance, 36 on the Blue Alliance. Good scoring from the Red Alliance there. That's courtesy of those shots and that wobble goal by the Purpleback. So here they go. So there's really no defense played in FTC because it's all about scoring points. So teams have really, and that's partly due to the COVID restrictions on how do we have a game where teams don't need other robots on the field. That's
right, and to such an extent that defense can actually be penalised. Oh, and we've actually just got a ring shot over to the commentating area.
I think that was the Purplebacks aiming at the commentators there. Meanwhile, we've got the Greenbacks shooting and scoring one of their rings up into that top zone there. Meanwhile, that's Purplebacks shooting over the top of their alliance partner there. That's Hedge Hubs. Hedge Hubs, something seems to have come off on the field. I can see, is it I don't know if it's a bolt or a part of a screw and a nut that seems to have come off onto the field.
Yeah, and it looks like another piece from Hedge Hubs have come off with a little flap on the field. It reminds me of last game where the whole wheel came off. I guess they just love to shed pieces.
So the Greenbacks and the Pinkbacks shooting, but just missing that top zone. I mean, it's very tempting to try and go for those extra points, but it's hard to get when they're shooting back. And look, if you can see Purplebacks there on the right, they're just not quite getting that alignment. There they go. They shoot and score an extra 6 points for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance ahead 108-58 down to the final 30 seconds. And as you see that, look, that's Greenbacks getting one of those power shots down. Each one of them is worth 15 points during the end game if they can shoot them down.
Purplebacks has just successfully removed a ring that was stuck on their robot for a large portion of the game, limiting themselves to only having 2 rings within their robot to shoot.
Nice shot there by Hedge Hubs. They shot that power shot down, getting those extra 15 points there for the Red Alliance. So that's not a bad score again, 129-94 at the moment. We'll wait for any penalties, but that's a reasonable score, which we'll see if it keeps Hedge Hubs in position number 2 in the tournament.
It looks like multiple teams actually had pieces come off onto the field. Purplebacks and Hedgehog.
So they were both in the Red Alliance. It doesn't seem to have bothered them, though. They, and as you said, I think the Hedge Hubs did have a wheel come off in the previous game. So whether that was related to that issue or not, but here's the final score for match 12, and it's a win to the Red Alliance, 129-94, and Hedge Hubs 554. Hedge Hubs 554. Actually move up to position 3. They've moved up to 3. And 1147 for Barker, that's the Purplebacks, up to rank 6. Whereas 46 and 45 for Barker, that's the Greenbacks and the Pinkbacks, ranked 10th and 7th.
I expect to see the Purplebacks raise up even higher through the rankings, as both Grey and Purplebacks did very well last year in the regional competition.
So for match number 13 here, Gong Invaders ranked number 1. And we've also got there with Orangebacks rank 8. against Artemis and Dangerous Minds. So these points, there's so many points being scored, these positions can sometimes be skewed just because a team has played one less game. And we're going to cut over to an interview now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we have Peter Jung, of 11147. So firstly, how's your match?
My match was okay. It was,
What defines okay?
like, we played well, but I guess I'm not used to the controls yet because I'm replacing the driver.
It's like a hill, right? You know, hill got it up, you got it down. You know, it's just I feel what you're saying. I forget what you're saying, bro. All right, so what part do you think you need to improve upon the most?
Probably my driving skills or doing wobble goals at the same time as driving.
I can't drive as well, on the road or robot. Can't do either. All right, so do you think you can beat Queensland?
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. I like that. Very humble. All right, last question. Cow's milk or goat's milk?
I have never tried goat's milk, so I'll go with cow.
Uncultured swine. All right, bye-bye. Thank you. See you later.
Thank you for that as we come back to the setup for match number 13. So we'll go through and Red Alliance, Orange Backs and Gong Invaders. Give us a wave. There's Gong Invaders over there on the right-hand side, number 1 ranked team with your Orange Backs. And on the Blue Alliance, can we get away from, we got Dangerous Minds I can see here. Oh, and here's Artemis in the, is that a rabbit hat or something? Is that what it's called? In the rabbit hat? You just move that way a little bit so we can, oh, there we go. We can see you now. Perfect. As we get ready for match number 13. I think we're ready to randomise shortly.
Well, there appears to be a robot missing on the Blue Alliance. What robot should be there?
I think that could be Artemis again. I think maybe they haven't fixed up that wheel, so they might still be fixing that up out the back.
Yeah.
Is your robot showing up for this match? Okay. Are all teams ready then?
So last time we had one robot, the one robot actually won. So let's see if Dangerous Minds can do this again. It's going to be tough because they're against the number 1 ranked team. So no rings are on the field. It's position A. Gong Invaders, we know, have a good autonomous, so we'll see what they can do. Okay, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off for match 13. There's Gong Invaders and Dangerous Minds. Dangerous Minds shooting, scoring 2 rings into that top, each one of those being 12 points. That's the 24 points. There's Gong Invaders, 2 out of 2, 3 out of 3, 36 points. Can they put that wobble goal on to score an extra?
And they can. Extra 15 points for them. That brings them to 51 points. And they parked on the line an extra 5.
And there's Dangerous Minds also parked on that line as well, scoring points.
Driver,
So great autonomous. So that's basically the 2 robots, Gong Invaders and Dangerous Minds, scoring 55 and 48 during the autonomous period. So Orange Backs now have started moving. We'll see what they can do for their alliance. Gong Invaders trying to pick up these the rings. Some of the rings actually, because they're round and they're quite light, they can actually roll quite a long way across the field when the human player drops them.
That's right. It makes it very unpredictable for the robots, adding quite a bit of variety to the games. Oh, and it looks like Gong Invaders almost got a ring stuck to them. Luckily, they managed to roll over it.
So here's Orange Backs trying to, they've got that conveyor belt system. Gong Invaders just a little bit off with that shooter. Looks like Dangerous Minds have an issue with their robot. I'm not sure if it's a comms issue, but they're not moving down there, the Dangerous Minds.
The lights are flashing on Dangerous Mind, but there is no movement. That's right.
The lights are on, but no one's home for Dangerous Minds.
Yeah.
Gong Invaders there shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance. It's hard to see. It's very difficult for the judges to determine how many of those rings the robot is actually controlling because they're internal to the robot, some of the shooting mechanisms. But Gong Invaders, they shoot and they get 2 out of 3 in. That's an extra 12 points, 6 points for each one that goes into that upper station of the Alliance portal there.
Orange Backs is going with its usual strategy, dropping the rings into the logo, and here's the end game.
So Red Alliance ahead, 102-44. Red Alliance obviously need to score as many points as they can. Gong Invaders to keep their lead. Gong Invaders have got that wobble goal and they can drop it over. And can they pick? The other one's actually fallen over. Can they pick it up? So the orange backs trying to pick it up. Can anyone shoot and knock over those power cells? I don't think they can.
And Dangerous Minds still not moving, and that's the end of the game.
So Red Alliance ahead there, 128 to 44. That's a good score for the Red Alliance. Gong Invaders, that wobble goal falling over there, I think stopped them from picking it up. It looks like the way their design is, they're not able to knock it. And because it was in the corner, it made it quite difficult for anyone to get that wobble goal. So here we go. So Morgan, come over here. You can sit here. This is this other head. This is Morgan here. So Morgan, you've how long have you been in the robotics program at Barker for?
So I've actually participated in the robotics program at Barker since year 5 with FLL. So
what year are you in now?
I'm in year 10 now, so 5 years of.
Okay, and what have you found the best thing about the program?
I think the best thing about the program would probably just be how devoted the mentors are to, like, just enriching our robotics experience and just increasing our knowledgeability on the subject. Yeah, the mentors are really amazing.
And how many days a week, or what's your sort of involvement in robotics? Obviously, it goes up and down during the build season.
Yep.
But what would you say during a build season? How often would you be up here at school working on the robot?
Yeah, so as you said, it can vary quite a bit. It definitely, sometimes it'd be 6 days a week, but other weeks it might only be like 2 or 3.
So during the school holidays, because we've got holidays obviously in January in Australia,
Yep.
so that coincides with the build season. So you'd come up to school do you give up your holidays to come up here and work on the robot?
That is correct, yeah. I quite a bit of time I spend up here. I do the programming. I'm a part of the programming sub-team for the Barker Robotics Redback.
What language do you program in for these robots?
So this is so both FTC and FRC are in Java.
So for all those kids out there, so Java's actually used quite a lot in the real world. I'll say the real world, in the workforce as well. Java's quite a common language to use. As we see the previews for match number 14 here, look, we've got the Bluebacks. Bluebacks ranked 2, so the Bluebacks have actually gone quite well. They've got a good shooter. Yellowbacks ranked 9. We saw them win that last match. As we get the scores here for that final match, and look at that. A win to the Red Alliance, 128 points they got, 44 for the Blue Alliance, and the Gong Invaders have kept that position number 1, but the Orange Backs have moved up to rank number 5. We've got the rankings on the screen here. So in position 1 is that's the Gong Invaders,
and in position 2 is the Bluebacks.
We've got the Hedge Hubs are in position 3.
And in position 4 are the Greybacks.
Orange Backs are in position 5.
And in position 6 is the Carbob.
With Purple Backs in position 7.
And in position 8 is the Greenbacks.
Dangerous Minds are in position 9.
And in position 10, it's the Barker Yellowbacks.
The Pink Backs are in position number 11.
And in lucky last position 12 is Artemis.
So there we go. So we gave you a list of so we gave you the team names. What we'll do next time, we'll go you can see the team numbers on the screen. And just so everyone knows, this RP, that's ranking points, what they're actually done is by the number of points that the team score in each match. So rather than a win or a loss, it's done by the number of points that they've done. So it looks like we're getting ready for the next match here. So we'll just introduce the team. So we've got on the Red Alliance, we'll say a big hi to the Red Alliance. We've got the Yellowbacks. Who's the Yellowbacks driver? That's, I believe that's Cassie. Cassie, hello, Cassie. And also we've got the Bluebacks. Bluebacks seem to be pointing a lot there. But on the Blue Alliance, we've got the Purple Backs. Purple Backs. I think which ones are the Purple Backs? Are they the near ones or the far ones?
The Purple Backs are for the team members are the ones
Oh,
far
the
here.
far
Yeah,
and
with the
Pinkbacks.
medal.
Where are our Pinkbacks team? All right, hi Pinkbacks. Good luck in this game. Okay, yes. So some point out we've got the four Barker teams here. Where's your money on this one, Morgan? Where are you going to put it?
It's tricky. Purplebacks often will perform better than bluebacks.
Don't hedge your bets. We need a decision. Who are you going for?
I have to go for the Red Alliance.
You're going for the Red Alliance in this one.
My
So
team bluebacks is on.
We've randomised. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. We're off, and we've got 3 of the robots moving. Pinkbacks are moving that wobble goal. Bluebacks didn't quite get it ready, and their shooter's not quite lined up. Here we go. They're trying to hit those power shots. It just hit it, but didn't quite knock it down, so no points there. It looks like for the Blue Alliance, both their robots have moved. Purplebacks are obviously on that target line, scoring 5 points, but no one has placed their wobble goal.
And this shows why coordination
Drivers,
is important
pick up
prior
your
to the
controllers.
last period, because right here,
3,
Purple and Pinkbacks
2,
intercepted
1.
each other, and I'm aware that Purplebacks often has quite a good autonomous.
So just 10 points there to the Blue Alliance, both for being on that line. Nothing there for the Red Alliance. So yellow, there's the Pinkbacks for the Blue Alliance shooting into the upper goal. And the Bluebacks, that's a really good, efficient shooter, shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance. And 3 more of those rings going into that top goal.
And it's all tied up, 28-28.
So Pinkbacks shooting and scoring 2 in, but just as they do, the Bluebacks for the Red Alliance, that's a great little shooter, that 11144 there, shooting and scoring. Purplebacks have got still holding on to that wobble goal. I'm not sure if that's by design or accident. Maybe they'll use that at the end of the match. But there you go for the Blue Alliance. Pink scoring 3 out of 3 into that upper goal, just as Blue score. So Blue is ahead at the moment. Blue's been getting them. Red Alliance really need to pick up some of those scores here.
They do.
So
Bluebacks shoots some rings out of the field and gets 12 points in the high goals.
So the pink robot, I don't know if they're trying to. I think they're trying to dislodge some of those rings that are stuck inside their shooter, because they can't shoot at all. And what it does, it means the Bluebacks just shot 3 in and have caught up. Red Alliance up to 78-88. Pinkbacks are having problems with those rings caught in the top of their shooter. Bluebacks have shot 1 of those power shots down. Can they get another one? That's an extra 15 points, and they just missed.
Purplebacks manages to deploy the blue wobble goal outside the field, giving them a... Oh, but red appears to be in the lead with 93 points, and they get another power shot. Purplebacks gets a power shot, but because it bounced back, it doesn't count.
So yes, they hit that. Even if it goes back, it's where it ends. It bounced back. So that's unlucky there. Red Alliance, I think Red Alliance were favoured to win there. They took their time in getting the lead. Look, it's 110 to 108. And I thought the Pinkbacks were very unlucky. They had those 2 rings stuck upright. It's that mechanism. Maybe it's an issue with the design of the mechanism, but they couldn't quite get those free to shoot. And we're going to cut away to the pits because we have our next interview.
Alrighty, everyone. Hello. Now we're here with the Orange Backs, James, and what's your name?
Daniel.
Tom. Sorry.
Daniel.
Daniel. All right. This is the Orange Backs Jupiter. Is that your robot name? Very good. That's a planet, right?
That is a planet. We named it because our robot is big and it's orange. And the planet is big and orange.
Is it? I thought Saturn was orange.
Is it? I don't even know.
You sure? Get your science facts right, man. Jupiter is that's a gas planet, right?
Okay.
I know, I got 50% right. Yeah, it's science. Anyway, so how's your robot been going today so far?
Well, it's actually it hasn't been the best because in the past we could actually shoot into high goals, but after some mechanical issues, we kind of lost our ability to shoot into high goals, especially after some of the teams stole our parts.
Oh, really?
But, not really. They didn't really steal our parts. We just gave them a few things to use for.
So you voluntarily gave it to them then? Yeah. So don't complain if people stole your parts.
Okay.
Honestly, all right.
Yeah, it's a fun experience, yeah.
Very good. All right, so what have you guys done to improve your robot since the last competition?
So basically what we've done is we've introduced on this side a color sensor. which is on that side of the robot. And basically what that does is it like senses color, so we can look at the rings in our autonomous period and know which area to go to for the wobble goal.
Oh, very, very good. What do you think? Are you mechanical programmer?
I'm mechanical side. It just helps it glide easier.
Oh no, it's like a plane. All right. Anyway, final question of the day. What's your favorite animal of all time?
Elephant.
Could you like bear to see an elephant getting killed?
No, I would be incredibly devastated.
All right. Well, here's my question. Well,
Probably the rhino.
just for you first. Would you rather eat every single elephant alive to death, or just eradicate all the elephants on Earth?
I would just kill them all because like there's no way I could eat every elephant.
Would you rather eat all the rhinos on Earth or kill them all?
I would probably have to kill them all. I can't ingest the horns. It's way too
Can I ingest the horns? I like to ingest horns. All right. Anyway, thank you for joining us. See you next time.
And we come back to the field here. So I think that was Asaf. We could see getting the teams ready. So for qualification match number 15, we have Card, Bob, and Greyback. So they're actually, Card, Bob have done quite well. They're ranked 6. Greybacks are ranked number 4 against Hedge Hubs and the Greenbacks. So we have the two Pimble teams against each other, paired with 2 of the Barker teams. Here's the score for that final match, and it was a win. Look at that. Very close match, 110 to 108. A win to the Red Alliance, and that really comes down to, it was 80 to 78 driver control, but 30 endgame points for the Red Alliance. So shooting down two of those power shots ultimately gave them the win and 110 points, with team 11144, the Bluebacks, holding their rank at position number 2. So, of course, at the end, we have 18 qualification matches in total. So at the very end, we will be doing alliance selections for semi-finals. As the teams are ready for match 15, we're doing randomization, and it's position 4, which actually puts the no rings on the field, and they need to score those wobble goals into target zone A, which is the nearer one. Okay, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And the teams are off. We've got 2 robots. That looks like it's Hedge Hubs. Hedge Hubs, or is that Card Bob for the Blue Alliance? But Greybacks there for the Red Alliance, placing that wobble goal in the correct zone. So that's Hedge Hubs there. I'm not sure whether they shot in front of before that line. We'll have to wait and see what happened as we come to the end of the autonomous period. Red Alliance taking a nice little lead
pick
there.
up your controllers.
To 6.
3, 2,
because part of the
1.
grey robot is over that white line. That's why they scored. So all the robots now start moving. The drivers operate there. We've got the Greenback shooting and just missing for the Blue Alliance, whereas that's Card Bob for the Red Alliance shooting and scoring. So Card Bob and Greybacks, 2 very good shooters. They're ahead 47-23 at the moment. We've got Hedge Hubs lining up there. That's Card Bob shooting, Greybacks shooting and scoring, Hedge Hubs for the Blue Alliance shooting and scoring. So lots of scoring there, especially for the Red Alliance. That's the Greenbacks shooting and scoring 2 there for the Blue Alliance. But as they do, the Red Alliance has scored 3 in there. So Red Alliance is extending that lead, 89-35 with 1:10 to go. So there's Greybacks had this issue before. They sort of undershoot a little bit, and some of their rings have gone into that other goal. It looks like they're actually moving the wobble goal already and picking it up for when it's time to drop off. So they control the wobble goal and pick up, and it looks like they're clearing out some of those rings to make it easier for themselves to pick up. So Blue Alliance trying to shoot and score. As we see, yes, one of those power shots is down for the Red Alliance. It hasn't been reset. They need to reset it, otherwise it wouldn't count. We're down to the final 30 seconds, and that's Card Bob for the Red Alliance shooting and scoring, just as Hedge Hubs score and shoot in the upper and lower goal. Greybacks pick up that wobble goal and have scored with it. Can they pick up that other one? They've gone to pick it up. It's wedged into a corner. quite difficult to pick up. See if they can actually get it. As they do, their partner, Card Bob, shoot and score and shoot one of those power shots down. Red Alliance, a nice score here. Card Bob hitting it and just missing. Greyback shooting, but that was Hedge Hubs, I think, or Card Bob for the Red Alliance, shooting right at the very end, just as time expired, and shooting and scoring, and scored one of those power shots right at the very end. So Red Alliance look like they have a nice high score there, 159-51 to the Blue Alliance. So that's that strong. That was the strong alliance of Card Bob and Hedge Hub. Card Bob and the Greybacks. I think Card Bob actually shot very well. Greybacks, as I said, their shooting has been a little bit off. They've shot a little bit low. They've scored a few goals for the opponent, and I think those points have just come on. So Red is ahead 159-99, but we'll just wait for the official scores to come in. We can see on the display there on the screen. You can just see it on the back right-hand side that those wobble goals were for the Red Alliance were actually moved to outside the field. Each of those wobble goals moved to outside the field in the end game scores 20 points for the Alliance. Of course, this is the State of Origin Tech Challenge, so we've got some people up in Queensland. Here's a win. It's a win to the Red Alliance. Now, the Blue Alliance looks like they've got a penalty of 90 points. We will find out why that is.
For shooting across the white line.
Shooting across the white line. So that was...
A major penalty of negative 30 points for each ring that goes in, and they scored 3 rings in the high goal.
Was that during the autonomous period? Yeah, so we saw that last game. I think that's Hedge Hubs. Is that 12-5-5-4? Let me just have a look. Yeah, Hedge Hubs did the same thing. They were just over that line, and they scored. So that's that 90 points, which wipes out their entire score, which moves them down to rank 5. But as you'll see there, Team 11148, that's the Greybacks. They've moved up to position 3. And the Hedge and the Card Bob move up to position 4 as we move to another interview in the pits area.
Hello, everyone, and now we are here with Pinball Pride. What's your robot's name?
Card Bob.
Card Bob. Ooh, that's a creative name. I like that one. All right, 18361, and you are?
Dora.
Nether. Both very, very interesting names. So let's see, how has your robot been going so far today?
Well, I think it's going pretty well. At one of the matches, the intake motor wasn't actually plugged in, so we had to like ram the rings into the wall so that the feeder would take it, and we got the ball. But the rings.
Don't know what any of those things are.
The rings. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going pretty well. We're consistently shooting high goals.
So you guys having good competition today?
Yeah.
All right, so what have you guys done to improve your robot since last time?
Like, honestly, not much.
Honestly, I like that.
Honestly,
I
not
value that. I value that. Okay, I respect that.
We changed the color sensor to a distance sensor, so it like it detects the rings.
All right, do you think you can beat Queensland? I think that's the main question we want to hear. I like that. All right, final question of the day. If you can see this, that's the picture. Yes. So, rabbit or duck?
I mean, you're putting it in the actually, yeah, you're kind of putting it in the orientation of a rabbit right now.
Rabbit?
Yeah, I'd say rabbit.
Duck? Rabbit and duck. Ooh, both tasty animals. All right, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.
As we come back to the field here, we're getting ready for the next match qualification match number 16. So the teams for qualification match 16 on the Red Alliance, we have the Barker Orangebacks versus Artemis. So it's good to see Artemis on the field. They were having a problem with one of their wheels, and it looks like to solve that problem, they've removed the other 3 wheels, so now they don't have a problem with the wheel anymore. So we'll see what their strategy is. Hopefully they can score during the autonomous period. The Blue Alliance are 2 Barker teams, the Yellowbacks and the Purplebacks. So they're on the left-hand side of the screen. We've got Queensland starting their finals. Hi to everyone in Queensland. So then at the very end, the winning teams from Queensland and from New South Wales will play off against each other side by side on the screen. So we've randomised the position. We're in position A. That means it's got to be in target zone A, and there are no rings on the field, which makes it a little bit more difficult during autonomous period because they can't pick them up. Teams ready. 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. We've got the Purplebacks moving. Purplebacks, and during shooting, we've got Artemis shooting 2 of those rings during autonomous. One of them scoring into the blue zone, but one did score for the one went into the lower zone. Here we go. Can they shoot it during autonomous? Not quite. Oh, they did, and they shot into the blue scoring area. So Artemis there, getting those shots off, just off. They need to make that a bit more powerful.
2, 1.
Low scoring autonomous there for both teams. So here we go. The Orangebacks have got one of those, a conveyor belt system that can just drop them into the lower goal. And same with the Yellowbacks. So they do the same. Slow and steady, both of those robots. They pick them up and shoot. Whereas the Purplebacks, they've got hold of that wobble goal for the Blue Alliance. They're picking up those rings. Can they pick them up and score? Blue Alliance is ahead 20-19. Purplebacks in position. And they shot 2 and missed. All of them missed there for the Purple Alliance. Sorry, the Purplebacks for the Blue Alliance. The Yellowbacks, they've lined up. And they're just onto the side. But look, 3 of those rings going in. Orange Alliance, that's a faster conveyor belt. But there we just saw the Purplebacks for the Blue Alliance shooting 2 of those rings into the top on the left-hand side. Each one of them scoring 6 points each. And that will give Blue the lead over the Red Alliance. It looks like the Yellowbacks and the Purplebacks are running into each other. The drivers are controlling them. They shouldn't do that, but just as that happens, the Orangebacks score 3 goals in, and it looks like the Blue Alliance, Purpleback scored 2 up there. Each one that goes in up in the top is worth 6 points. If you can score into your bottom section, it's worth 2 points, and you score in the centre section, it's worth 4 points. So that's 30 seconds to go. Orangebacks are doing a really good job of staying in this match here. Blue Alliance is ahead. Purplebacks shoot and hit one of those power shots. 15 points for that. Orange trying to get an extra few points. Can Purple or Yellow score any? Purple are trying to shoot. And it looks like that power shot's pushed its way back. It did look like it was down before, but it's come back down as Purple try to shoot and score. They just miss at the end. That was our third last match. Blue Alliance is ahead, 71-41. Anyway, so we're just waiting for the final score here. We're just looking at the field. So we're saying you can't... those power shots, when they're knocked down during the end game, you just leave them. They only get moved after the autonomous period. So if they get shot during the autonomous period, they move them. Then what happens is during the end game, they need to be, or at the start of the end game, they need to be reset. And then we go from there. So Queensland are into their first semi-final there. They've got Bot Builders X and Bot Builders Y in Alliance number 1 against Alliance 4, which is BGS and BWGS Team 1 and MSHS in that first semi-final match. So Alliance 1, 14-3-80 must have been team number 1, Bot Builders X. And it's the exact same game. This is the Queensland feed coming in. So I haven't seen much of the Queensland feed. Here we go. The players are ready. Height of the person in Queensland wearing the Deep Space T-shirt. That's from a couple of years ago. Autonomous period. We've got one of the red robots there placing that wobble goal. It looks like it's in the correct zone. And also for the Red Alliance, shooting and just missing those power shots. But for the Blue Alliance, they certainly got a power shot in. They got one of those. That would be 15 points for the Blue Alliance. And that's that 15 points. The Red Alliance have certainly got 2 robots parked on that line. Blue Alliance have got 1 parked on that line. So that wobble goal for the Red Alliance must be just outside that target zone. Yes, it is. It looks like it's just outside. So Blue Alliance is ahead. So there's the robot that can pick up the rings and put them in down closest to the camera. So we've got for the Blue Alliance there, getting in position, shooting, but scoring for the Red Alliance. One of those rings going in, scoring 4 points there for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance catching up. Those teams have to shoot. If you're shooting for the middle or the upper goal, you have to shoot from behind the target, the white line. As we've seen in a couple of matches in New South Wales, you shoot from in front of that line, and it's a heavy penalty, 30 points. So Red Alliance there, Blue Alliance shooting and scoring in that upper goal, and Red Alliance also shooting and scoring that upper goal. Keeping track, Blue Alliance ahead 26-20 at the moment. So in these matches, this is where wins and losses do actually count in the semi-finals. Red Alliance shooting and scoring, that'll tie it up. But no, the Blue Alliance putting 2 of those rings into that bottom feeder there. You can do that from that bottom opening. You can do that from anywhere on the field. And so those extra few points have put Blue in the lead, 32-26. Another ring going into that lower cell. So Blue Alliance with a 12-point lead coming into the final 30 seconds of the match. We'll see if any of these teams can pick up those wobble goals, 20 points each. With a close match, they will certainly tell the difference here. It looks like one of the red robots is trying to pick up the wobble goal. One of the blue robots there is trying to pick it up. Looks like there's a foul being called there against the Red Alliance. Red Alliance just losing, looks like 30 points there for a foul. A lot of points going down. Red Alliance, can it get that wobble goal out? Looks like they've got 2 wobble goals, 20 points each. This will get them within 2 points if they can. Blue Alliance, though, knocking over one of those power shots, extending to 53. Red Alliance scoring 2 of them in. And we are going to an interview in the pits.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the post-match with your favorite host, Yuhan. Oh, yes. Oh, that's false. Anyway, so here we have Cassie of the Yellow Backs.
Yes.
Team 11258. I knew it off by heart. Wow, look at me go. All right, so Cassie, how's your day been so far?
Pretty good, actually. This robot has done me good for the day.
Done you good for the day? How's your match just then? Was it good? Did you win?
We did win.
You won?
Yeah. Got a little bit of a carry, but I still won.
You still won? That's it?
I'm claiming it.
Claim what is yours. Claim what is rightfully yours. Am I right? Okay, so what have you done to improve your robot since the last competition? We're all about improving here at first, all about improving here at the Redback. So what have you done to improve since the last comp?
Not much since the last comp, except I worked on just the belts. Some of them were a bit loose, so I removed a few chains, changed around.
Removed a few chains.
These little bits, they're all chain links.
Chains.
Yeah, well.
Learning new things every day.
But that's what I call them.
That's what you call them?
That's what I call them, yeah.
I don't actually know about the robot. But sure, cool, thank you. All right. The final question to all the people who come on my show, right? Do you like dumplings?
Yes.
Dumplings, all right. Now, think about dumplings. That it's so tasty, yeah, but it's so nice, and it's floppy and stuff like that. Okay? I would want to be a dumpling, okay? But this is the question. Here comes the question. Would you rather eat a dumpling or be a dumpling?
Probably eat one. I like being sentient, honestly.
I'd rather be both. I could eat myself. You know what I'm saying? The soup comes out. That's not weird at all. I like dumplings. Come back. See you next time. Thank you.
As we come back to the second last qualification match, number 17, we have on the red alliance, we've got Card, Bob, and the Pinkbacks. Against on the blue alliance, we have the Greybacks and the Gong Invaders. So this should be a good match. 4 good robots here. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off and got the Greybacks and the Card Bob both moving during autonomous period. And that's Gong Invaders shooting from right at the back. 2 into that upper goal there. The Greybacks scoring, putting that wobble goal in position. Card Bob moving and getting onto that line. Greybacks also getting onto the line during the autonomous period. So big scoring there for the Blue Alliance. 2 wobble goals in their correct target zone. Great work there by the Greybacks. 69 to 20 to the Blue Alliance. Pink Alliance doesn't have, the Pinkbacks doesn't have a autonomous, but they've got a very quick shooter. They just shot one of them up into that upper cell, scoring. Meanwhile, Card Bob getting 2 out of 2 in, shooting. Gong Invaders, they're currently ranked number 1, and they just shot 2 out of 2 up into that upper port. There's another one that goes in. So when they can pick up those cells, those rings, they have a very efficient shooter, Gong Invaders. We have Card Pinkback shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance. So both teams really need to score some points here. Looks like there's an issue with Greybacks. I'm not sure if that's something is stuck, but Card Bob just shooting 3 out of 3 into that upper hole there, into their target zone, scoring 18 points there. Pinkbacks just shooting and missing, not quite scoring. Card Bob in position. Gong Invaders for the Blue Alliance just missing. Card Bob, though, the pinball robot, 3 out of 3 in. Red Alliance is catching up, but we know the Pinkbacks just shooting and one of them going in, 2 of them missing out. We're almost down to the final 30 seconds. Card Bob, 2 out of 3 going in. Another 12 points for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 104, Blue Alliance 121. Now, we know that the Greybacks have a very good end game. They can pick up both of those wobble goals and score. They've got the blue one. Can they get it over? 20 points for every time they put it over. Looks like Card Bob is in the way, but Card Bob shoots one of those goals. 2 goals for the Red Alliance down, 2 shots down, power shots down. That's an extra 30 points. Just as we do that, that was Gong Invaders dropping that wobble goal over the field. This is a very close match. Blue Alliance were ahead most of the game. Red Alliance looked like they might have got ahead at the end. But once we add those end points game in for the Blue Alliance, I think they might take the lead. So 4 good robots there, all quite highly ranked. 134, 116. As we cut away to the Queensland match, we're at the end game, the end game for semi-final 2, match 1. Blue Alliance ahead 27-0. Red Alliance looks like something must have happened to their robot. Oh, this is the autonomous period. So some good scoring there. The robots are all parked on that line. The teams are getting ready to pick up those controllers. And there we go. We're now down. So that was an autonomous period. Good scoring there for the Blue Alliance, 37-5. Red Alliance just parked on that line. Blue Alliance able to score, knock down the power shots, and also shoot into that upper goal during the autonomous period. Red Alliance trying to pick up those cells and score, finding it difficult. The Blue Alliance, though, have taken a lead, and there the Red Alliance, I think, shooting into that blue goal. Blue Alliance scoring. Blue Alliance extending their lead, 41-5, during semi-final 2, match 1. We've got the Blue Alliance there, down in the front of the screen, 10-5-0-6. trying to pick them up. The Red Alliance have still got hold of that red wobble goal. So whether that maybe they'll hold on to that throughout the match and then drop that off at the end to score extra points. Down to under a minute. Blue Alliance is ahead. Blue Alliance looks like they're getting ready to shoot here. They've got a conveyor belt. Conveyor belt as well. Can they shoot? That other blue robot's... I'm not sure if that was in the way on purpose or not. In fact, that was a red robot that actually just blocked playing some defense there. We haven't seen any of that so far, but the Blue Alliance actually just blocked it. We're now down to the final 30 seconds. Blue Alliance ahead 41 to -5 due to some penalties. That was good work there by the Red Alliance. And there's that Red Alliance dropping that wobble goal. And I think I can see two rings supported by that wobble goal. That'll be an extra 10 points there for the Red Alliance at the end of the match. They need to get this wobble goal over. They're just behind 41-15. These extra points, they've just moved that wobble goal at the very end. So we'll need to wait for that final score from Queensland in semi-final 2, match 1, as we cut away to the scores for New South Wales. And that last match, 17, was a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 134 to 118. But if you have a look at that, the Blue Alliance team 11148, that's the Greybacks, have moved up to position number 2 with 14349 Gong Invaders at rank 1. And also 11146, that is the Pinkbacks, moved to rank 5. And rank 4 there is 18361 is Card Bob from Pimble. So 4 of the top 5 robots playing in that match. As we cut away to an interview in the pits.
Sorry, false alarm. Welcome back to the Yuhan Cheer post-match interviews. All right, just before I start, I'll get something straight. Suzy and Brian, robotics captain here at Barker College, just came up and called me weird. She called me weird. She called me weird, didn't she? And I think that that's what jealous people do, right? Anyway, here we are with Gong Invaders. What's your name?
I'm Riley.
Riley.
I'm Jack.
Riley and Jack, my 2 new besties. All right, 14349. Nice number. It's got 5 digits. I like 5 digits. All right, so how was your competition today?
Well, it's been pretty good. We're first place, so yeah, we got 2 records, so it's been pretty good.
2 records. Ooh, my, that's 2 more than I. All right, how's your match you just played? Good fun?
Well, our match we just played, it wasn't one of our best matches, but we still enjoyed it. We had a good time, and we've been getting better at shooting over the game. So
getting better at shooting. It's very important. Shooting's an integral part to FTC. I think it's called. Why am I here? Okay, so do you guys, I think it's the ultimate question, all of them back at home want to hear this, yeah? Can you beat Queensland?
Absolutely.
As Mark said, go the Blues.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, I like you, man. You come join Barker. Anyway, this is like I always do this, like a final question sort of thing. What's your favorite pasta flavor?
Spinach ricotta.
Spinach ricotta. That's very exquisite. You're an exquisite guy, man.
Carbonara.
Carbonara, I never really got the vibe of it. It's a bit too creamy. I like the cheese. Don't get me wrong. But I think it's a bit creamy. Like, a bit too creamy for my liking, you know? And also the other question, do you think I'm weird?
Absolutely not. He's a legend.
Definitely not.
Hear that, Suzy? Sit down. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a good one.
Thank you.
As we cut back to the final match, this is qualification match 18. I'll just quickly go on the Red Alliance. We have Dangerous Minds and the Greenbacks. For the Blue Alliance, we have the Hedge Hubs and the Barker Bluebacks. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off for the final match, qualification 18. And shooting there, that's Dangerous Minds shooting during the autonomous period. They've moved up onto that target line, the initiation line, scoring 5 extra points there. One of those rings going into that upper goal. And the Blue Alliance comes to life, and they've moved that wobble goal. I'm not sure whether it needs to be upright or not, or whether that's counted.
Pick up your controllers.
It looks like it is.
3,
17 points there after the autonomous period for the Red Alliance, 15 for the Blue Alliance. All the robots. So the green bots shooting 3 out of 3 into that upper goal. Meanwhile, there for the Blue Alliance, Hedge Hubs, looks like they've been doing some running repairs on their robot. They're lining up, getting ready to shoot, but that shooter's, there it is. It finally comes to life. 3 out of 3 into that upper goal for the Blue Alliance there for Hedge Hubs, giving Blue Alliance the lead. And that's the Bluebacks. They have a really good, efficient shooter, and they just also scored 3 out of 3 for the Blue Alliance into that goal. Meanwhile, that's the Greenbacks shooting and scoring, or just missing for the Red Alliance. Dangerous Minds look like they're having an issue with their intake. Can't quite shoot. Whereas Bluebacks shoot, one of them going in. Greenbacks scoring 1 in that upper goal, but they scored 1 for the Blue Alliance. If you score in the wrong part of the goal, you score for the opposition team. Card Bob shooting and scoring 2 out of 3. The Greenbacks shooting also for the Red Alliance and scoring. We've got some good scores, 81-53, but the Bluebacks just shooting and missing, while for the Red Alliance, that's 1145, shooting and scoring. That's the Greenbacks just scoring 2 more, another 12 points there for the Red Alliance. Card Bob shooting just over the top. Bluebacks need to be careful, make sure they shoot from behind the line, which they did, and they scored. So we're down to the autonomous period. Teams will want to score as many points as they can. This is the final match. One of those red power shots is down. The score is 93-92 to the Blue Alliance. We'll see what's going to happen. Dangerous Minds moving around. We've got the Bluebacks trying to pick up and score. We've also got the Greenbacks. They've come back. They're trying to pick up that final ring and score. Blue Alliance is ahead. It looks like they're just ahead. This is going to be a very tight match to see what happens, but that is the final qualification match. We'll need to wait for the final scores. It looks like Blue is just ahead. As we have the match preview up there for Semi-Final 1, Match 2 in Queensland. And that autonomous period is up in Queensland. So we've got the robot there. All robots need to be touching that wobble goal. This would have been position 3. So that wobble goal needs to go into that far position. It looks like that red robot is getting it into that position. Well done to the Red Alliance there, getting that wobble goal into the correct spot during the autonomous period. It looks like we've certainly got one red robot parked on that white line. One blue robot looks parked on that line to me. Yes, they get that extra point, so Red Alliance ahead, 41-20 at the end of the autonomous period. So it looks like there's another foul there on a blue robot. Hard to tell what it was for. Red Alliance still ahead. So Red Alliance ahead up in Queensland, 53-10. Red Alliance scored a lot of those points during the autonomous period. We're down to the final 60 seconds here. Those Red Alliance, one of those robots is in that far corner. It looks like they're trying to pick up that wobble goal. Red Alliance won match number 1, so if they win this, they'll go through to the final. Blue Alliance do need to get those extra points here. Blue Alliance sort of lining up and trying to shoot, not quite getting those rings in. A lot of rings on the field. Picked up, Blue Alliance picking them up. They're going to need to score here. We're into the final 30 seconds. They can knock down those power shots if they can knock them down and score. So we've got 2 red wobble goals. Look like they're going to be moved. Blue looked like they were playing some defense trying to block them. But the Red Alliance, certainly 1 wobble goal over. And it looks like the second wobble goal is also over. So well done, 40 points there for getting those wobble goals out of the field of play and also scoring there right at the end. Red Alliance ahead 93-10 as we get to the end of the match. We'll now cut away to an interview in the pits.
Oh, sorry. Deeply sorry. A bit of communication issues. But we are on now a New Hunches post-match interview yet again. Let's go. Yippee. Now we have the Bluebacks here. Ryan.
Yeah.
And Luca. Ryan and Luca, my two friends. Team 11144. Is that correct? The Barker
correct.
Bluebacks. What's the name of the robot, mate?
Argon.
Argon. Why is it Argon? Yes. What's the atomic number of Argon? Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, anyway, so as you can see, very nice robot. How's the day been going so far for you boys?
It's been doing great. It's been lots of fun.
Lots of fun?
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
That's the thing, all about first. What about just having some fun? It doesn't matter. Win or lose, we're not here to win or lose. And that's the thing. I think that we come to this room not to get a trophy, not to get a blue banner. We come here to enjoy ourselves and have fun. Isn't that right, boys?
That is correct.
That's correct. All right, so how have you improved your robot since the last comp that you've had?
Not.
We have improved the robots by having this, which
Oh, that's deep.
the multi-stacking, when it's stacked up, we can intake all them in one go, and without it getting trapped everywhere.
Take it all in one go.
Yep.
Oh, damn. Very good mechanism.
It is very good.
Look, boys, I like the humble nature of you guys, right? But we've got to be honest sometimes. Because we go against Queensland, right?
Yeah.
I don't like Queensland. I don't Maroon, whatever it is, okay, yeah? What's our odds of beating Queensland?
A lot. Yeah.
Thank you, that's what I like to hear. All right, here on UHUT's post-match, I always like to ask some questions. So here's another photo question. That's the photo, if you can see. No, I can't really see. It's okay. No problem. Don't. It's all right. Do you see Albert Einstein or Marilyn Monroe?
Albert Einstein.
That looks like Marilyn Monroe.
All right. I say Albert Einstein. We must have more brain cells.
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time. Bye bye. All right.
And we're back here we've got the match preview for Queensland there, semi-final 2, match 2 between Alliance 2 and 3. And in New South Wales, we've now finished the qualification matches. We will get the rankings up shortly, but we'll need to go through Alliance selections, where the way Alliance selections work in FTC is Alliance 1 picks first, Alliance 2, Alliance 3, Alliance 4, and then we go back up to Alliance 1 to pick again to have their third pick. One of the rules, there's obviously 2 robots on the field at any one time, but during the match or during the overall semi-final, each robot from the Alliance needs to play at least once. So potentially robots 1 and 2 can play the first match, and then robots 1 and 3 or 2 and 3 would have to play in the second match. So in Queensland there, the Blue Alliance, bit of an upset there. That's Alliance 3. They won that first match. They're 1-0, 1-0 up. See if hopefully the Red Alliance can come back and win that match. Just quickly, the rankings, in New South Wales, the top 3, we have Gong Invaders up the top, and we also have the Bluebacks and the Greybacks as positions number 2 and 3. We have Card Bob position 4, Hedge Hubs are position 5. We have the Pink Backs in 6, Purple Backs position 7, Orange Backs in position 8. We've got the Yellow Backs 9, Green Backs 10, Dangerous Minds 11, and Artemis in position 12. So given that we've got 4 alliances with 3 teams each, all teams will be selected in an alliance coming up. So we've just finished that autonomous period up in Queensland. Blue Alliance ahead, 37-20. Blue Alliance won that first match, which is Alliance 3. So Red Alliance really need to come back and win this match so they can stay in and force it to a third match. One of those red robots has got control of that wobble goal. As we're trying to, it looks like the teams are trying to pick up those rings. These teams, the blue robot down here, trying to pick it up and trying to pick up those rings and score. Blue Alliance is ahead, 37-25 at the moment, and it just looks like one of those shots went into the red goal. 37-25. Can the Red Alliance ahead? But it looks like that there's that Blue Alliance. Is that a blue? It's a Red Alliance robot. Just that 11-3-2-3, sort of playing some defense and sitting in front of that blue robot. We haven't seen that anywhere else, but they've got that extra thing on their robot, which is able to block that low shooter from the Blue Alliance. No one else has been able to score. Still 37-25. If any team can move one of those wobble goals over, that'll certainly tip the match towards that team. Down to final 30 seconds. So those power shots are now come into force. Blue Alliance trying to shoot, and hard to see if they've knocked one down. Red Alliance trying to shoot and also just missing. Now, it looked like the Red Alliance might have actually knocked one down. So Red Alliance 35-37. 2 points in it. Can any team move some of those wobble goals in a position to score at the end of the match? Looks like there's a blue wobble goal in position. There was a final shot there that just missed, or did it just hit? It might have knocked down one of those power shots there in Queensland. Blue Alliance is ahead, and if Blue Alliance win, they'll win that match and they'll go through to the finals. And there's the final score in Queensland. And it is. It's a win to the Blue Alliance, Alliance number 3, 52-35. So Blue Alliance go on to the finals. And thank you and congratulations to Alliance number 2 as we move into Alliance selections here in New South Wales.
It's now time to move on to the elimination portion of the competition. But first, we have to create 4 alliances that will compete to become the ultimate gold champions here at the FTC State of Origin. With 12 teams competing today, we will have 2 selection rounds, resulting in 4 alliances of 3 teams each. Here's how we select alliances. First, we will create 4 alliances, with the first pick going to the team with the highest ranking from the qualification matches. After the number 1 seed makes their selection, the next highest ranked and unpicked team will then make their selection. We will continue this process down until we have 4 complete alliances, each alliance made up of 3 teams. The student representative from the highest ranked team on an alliance is that alliance's captain. After an alliance captain extends an invitation to join their alliance, one representative from the invited team will come up and either accept or decline the invitation. There's only one rule during alliance selection. If a team declines an invitation to become an alliance partner, that team may not be invited to be on any other alliance. The declining team does not, however, lose their right to select if they become an alliance captain. For example, if the number 1 ranked team picks the number 2 ranked team and they decline, Team 2 keeps their right to be an alliance captain, and Team 1 will need to extend the invitation to another team. If Team 2 accepts the invitation, then all other alliance captains will move up, and the 5th highest ranked team becomes a finals alliance captain. Throughout the day, teams have been scouting each other to evaluate strengths, weaknesses, and possible strategies in the elimination rounds. This is where we see the scouting come into play, as teams decide who to partner with. Each alliance captain is looking to make the strongest possible alliance to play out the rest of the tournament with. Once we have 4 complete alliances, we'll begin the elimination matches, which are played best 2 out of 3, with the winner advancing in each round. In the first match, Alliance 1 will compete against Alliance 4, and Alliance 2 against Alliance 3. The winners of that match will meet in the finals, where an Ultimate Gold New South Wales champion will be crowned. Remember, the captain of the winning alliance will move on to play against the Queensland winning alliance. So there's a lot in line here, so let's meet the teams. So first, we'll welcome up the 4th ranked seed, team 18361.
That's Card Bob from Pinball.
So come here. You can. Yes, yes. 18361, the 4th ranked alliance is here. You can come and stand over here. Next, we'll invite up our 3rd ranked team, team 11148, the Barker Greybacks. And then team 11144, the Barker Bluebacks, followed by 14349, the Gong Invaders. So, move here.
Congratulations, Gong Invaders, seed number 1. Well done to all our alliance, top 4 alliance seeds there. Fantastic work.
All right, so Gong Invaders, who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
We'd like to invite team 11144 Bluebacks.
Bluebacks graciously accepts.
Okay, so that means the Bluebacks will move up into the 1st alliance. The next 2 teams will move along. So Greybacks becomes 2nd ranked alliance. Cardbob will move up. And we'll now invite team 12554, the Hedgehogs, to become the captain here. Take your time. All right, team 11148, who would you like to join your alliance?
We'd like to invite team 11147, the Purplebacks.
So that's team 11147. What would you like to say?
Do I make a choice?
Graciously accept.
I graciously accept.
Cool. Okay, so you'll join. Ito, you'll move that. Cool. Okay. Team 18361, who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
We would like to invite Hedgehogs to join.
So, Hedgehogs, team 12554, what would you like to say?
We graciously accept.
Cool, so that is our 3rd ranked alliance, and that means we bring team 11146
The
to become
Pinkbacks.
our 4th ranked alliance captain. Come over here. All right, team 11146, who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
Team 11146 would like to invite team 11145.
Team 11145,
The Greenbacks.
if they will come along. What would you like to say?
We graciously accept.
Cool. Now, here at the competition, we're moving back from number 4 through to number 1.
Suzy.
Oh.
So FTC.
Does not matter.
We're going to go back to rank
Go back
1.
to
So
rank
rank
1.
1 we'll actually pick first, and we'll go back through 1 through 4 again.
So,
We would like to invite the Orangebacks.
that's team.
11143.
Where are they? Here they are. What would you like to say?
We accept.
So that means we have our first alliance fully picked. Moving on. What would you like? Who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
Sorry, what were the...
So I'll tell you the teams who's left. There's 11258, which is the Barker Yellowbacks. You've got 16551, which is Dangerous Minds. And you've got 15144, which is Artemis. So Yellowbacks, Dangerous Minds, and Artemis are the 3 teams.
Who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
Can we invite team Artemis 15144?
That's team Artemis. Where are they? What would you like to say?
We graciously accept.
That's cool. So we've got our 2nd ranked alliance fully formed. Here works. Okay, moving along. So, Alliance 3, who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
We would like to invite the Yellowbacks.
The Yellowbacks, team 11258. Come on down. What would you like to say?
Team 11258 graciously accepts.
Cool. And that's our third team. Okay, team 4. Who would you like to invite to join your alliance?
Team 11146 and 11145 would like to invite Team 16551, Dangerous Minds.
Dangerous Minds. Are they coming along? Here they are. Cool. What would you like to say?
We graciously accept.
Cool. Okay, so that's all of our alliances picked. So we'll shortly be starting our alliance playoffs after we let them have some time to conference between themselves.
So it looks like they've just finished the autonomous period in Queensland. This is the final. Blue Alliance ahead 25-20. The winner of this final match goes into the State of Origin match against the winning alliance from the New South Wales leg. So this is a big match to win for the Queenslanders. Blue Alliance ahead 25-20. Trying to pick up some of those shots. The Blue Alliance there just shooting, but scoring 2 in for the Red Alliance there. Red Alliance scoring. So Red Alliance taking a nice lead there, 38-25. Just about 80 seconds to go. 44-25 there for the Blue Alliance. For the Red Alliance. So Red Alliance are seeded number 1. So they did. They were the top robot, and they had the first pick. So they would be favourites for this match. Blue Alliance were ranked Alliance 3. They came back and beat Alliance 2 in that semi-final. So we'll see if they can cause another upset. Another one of those rings going into the top, into the blue goal, but one accidentally going into the red goal. So Blue Alliance coming back though, 41-52. This Blue Alliance won't go away. They're tenacious and they're shooting, trying to shoot into that middle goal there. There's this robot down the front here. What's that? 11-5-06. Trying to pick them up. Now we'll see if any of these robots can move these wobble goals during the during the end game. We've certainly got 14-380 for the Red Alliance. Can they drop? Yes. Red Alliance have dropped both those wobble goals over. That's an extra 40 points. That could seal the match for the Red Alliance. Great work from the Red Alliance, and knocking over one of those power shots, which is an extra 15 points. 2 power shots being knocked over. Blue Alliance knocking 2 power shots over. This is a good final match. 122-71 to the Red Alliance. I can see the human players there, certainly for the Blue Alliance, very excited. The final score up in Queensland, and it's a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 122-71. Well, that's close to Maroon. And Red Alliance take the lead in that best of 3. 70 endgame points. That was courtesy of those 2 wobble goals dropped over at the end, but also 2 power shots going down. So 20 points each for the wobble goal and 15 points each for the power shots. So we're now there's a 5-minute field timeout there. So that's allow the robots to change their batteries and get ready for the second match. As we get ready here for semi-final 1, match 1, to see who will move on to the final to represent New South Wales in the final State of Origin match against the Queenslanders in Queensland. Alliance 1 winning that first match. So we'll see if Alliance number 3 can come back and beat them, or whether Alliance 1 will be representing Queensland. Here we have for New South Wales for match 1, we have semi-final 1. We have on Alliance, the Red Alliance, we have the Gong Invaders, 14-3-49. The Barker Bluebacks, 111-4-4. And the Barker Orangebacks, 111-4-3. It looks like playing for the number 1 seeded Alliance will be the Bluebacks and the Gong Invaders, so they'll be playing. And whereas for Alliance number 4, we have the Pinkbacks and the Greenbacks. So that's team 11146 and 11147 will be playing. So team 16551 Dangerous Minds and 11143 the Orangebacks will sit out this match, and they will both need to play in match number 2. So best of 3, Alliance 1 versus Alliance 4, and in the second semi-final, also best of 3, will be Alliance 2 versus Alliance 3. So we know that Gong Invaders Gong Invaders have got a good shooter. Bluebacks have got a very quick shooter as well. Greenbacks have got one of those. I think they've got a system that can deliver it up a conveyor belt. So greenbacks and pinkbacks have been very consistent all day, being Alliance Captain number 4. So the referee's just looking at the field and making sure it's all okay, just getting some connections. So during the semi-finals, the alliances go away and talk strategy. There's a small opportunity to talk strategy during the normal qualification matches, but because the teams are random and you play with so many teams, there's only a small amount of strategy that can actually happen. Whereas in the semi-finals and final, the teams do really need to speak about what they're going to do, during the autonomous period. So the match preview up on the screen there. Gong Invaders. We've got a large Gong Invaders contingent here today. There we are, led by Mark. I can hear the Gong Invaders. In fact, I like the Gong Invaders T-shirts, actually. Bit of a throwback to the old Space Invaders. It's quite a nice shirt. I actually saw a TV show about the guy who invented Space Invaders and who invented the characters, in fact. In Japan it came out of, in Japan. And so they are actual characters. They were sea characters, in fact, what they were. So we're ready to... So before we go to the New South Wales match, Queensland will play their final. So we'll give some... some commentary for Queensland. So here we go. Red Alliance are 1 match up. Blue Alliance need to win to take this into a... And one of the Blue Alliance is shooting well over the top there. The human player in a... better just watch where those rings go. Blue Alliance look like they've certainly knocked over potentially 2 of those power shots there. Blue Alliance getting a lead. It looks like both their robots are parked on that white line. Red looks like one of them is parked on, and it looks like one of the they've got one of the wobble goals into the correct position. So that's 40 points to the Blue Alliance, 20 points to the Red Alliance after autonomous period. So the Blue Alliance shooting, they've had a few issues shooting, and they're shooting and scoring. That's actually the Red Alliance. Sorry, the Red Alliance robot shooting into that middle goal and scoring for there. 4 points every time one of those rings goes into the middle point scoring zone. The tough thing about the scoring zone is red and blue on each section. So you saw the Blue Alliance there shooting and hitting that power shot. That doesn't make any difference during the... unless it's a end game or an autonomous period. They aren't worth any points. Blue Alliance lining up and shooting, but those rings hitting each other, not really coordinating that shot and missing. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, the Blue Alliance shooting and scoring into that middle goal, taking a bigger lead. Blue Alliance 44, Red Alliance 28. Can the Blue Alliance win and take this into a final third match? Looks like their Blue Alliance are lined up and ready to shoot. Can they shoot? They do, but it bounces out. And therefore, also for the Blue Alliance shooting in that middle goal, it looks like one of the Red Alliances, 18-228, isn't moving, and they're not scoring. They're going to need to score. We know Red scored 2 of those wobble goals during the end game. See if they can get those. They're going to need those to get that score up. We're down to the final 30 seconds. 14-3-80. That's interesting. That other red robot seems to have come to life during this end game period. They've got one wobble goal over. They've got two wobble goals over. That's 40 points. Red Alliance has come back from nowhere, and they've hit one of those power shots and put one of those rings into that top scoring zone for 6 points. Red Alliance have come steaming home here. It's 89-78 with a few seconds to go. Can anybody score some points at the end? Fantastic finish. Red Alliance were gone for all money. Red Alliance come back, and it looks like they have won it in 2, although it's very close. Blue also got one of those wobble goals into position on the line. We'll see if those points have been added and whether that made a difference. Blue Alliance also knocked over 2 of those power shots. 15 points for each of those power shots knocked over during the end game or autonomous. And here's the score, and it's a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance number 1, win in 2, all due to those end game points. So Red Alliance will go on to represent Queensland in the State of Origin match. As we cut back to New South Wales, ready for our first semi-final, I'll introduce the teams here. On the Red Alliance, we have the number 1 ranked team, the Gong Invaders, 14-3-4-9. And their partners, 11144, the Barker Bluebacks. The Red Alliance. Meanwhile, for the Blue Alliance, we have team captain, 11146, the Barker Pinkbacks. With their partner, 11145, the Barker Greenbacks. Have we randomised the field yet? A power bank. Here we go. We've got a power bank. So it'd be good to hear. Well, we've certainly got a bit of a crowd here. We're good to hear some noise during the match. I want to hear Gong Invaders and the Bluebacks cheering, but I also want to hear Pinkbacks and Greenbacks. I want to hear their fans also cheering. Okay, so we're ready to randomise for this match, and it's going to be 1 ring on the field, and the target zone is target zone B. That's that one in the middle. Okay. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off in semi-final number 1. We've got Gong Invaders moving, getting ready, but for the Blue Alliance, the Greenbacks, 2 of those rings going in, but the Gong Invaders, 3 out of 3 into that upper goal, each of them scoring 12 points. That's a 36 points for the Red Alliance. 24 points for the Blue Alliance with 2 of those greenback shots going in. That's the end of autonomous.
Pick up your controllers.
It looks like the Blue Alliance will also score 5 points because the greenbacks were parked on that white line. Those points haven't been added on as yet. Here we go. Pinkback shooting. We've got the Blue Alliance shooting and missing. Bluebacks shooting, 2 of them going in. Greenbacks there for the Blue Alliance, shooting 2 and scoring. Blue Alliance 42, Red Alliance 48. A minute 40 to go. There's the Bluebacks, 2 out of 3 into that upper scoring zone. And 5 in a row for the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance just scoring 30 points in a matter of seconds. Blue Alliance taking the lead, 66-60. Great play there. Meanwhile, Bluebacks trying to shoot. The Pinkbacks have come on fire for the final, for the semi-final, and they've just shot and scored, whereas the Bluebacks shot and it bounced out. Blue Alliance have taken a nice lead, 90-66. This could be a major upset. We're down to a minute to go. A lot of points to be scored at the end. And there's the Bluebacks shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance. We've got the Greenbacks shooting, just missing for the Bluebacks there, also for the Red Alliance, shooting and scoring. Red Alliance coming back, but Pinkbacks shooting 2 out of 2. Bluebacks shooting. Gong Invaders Looks like they're trying to dislodge something out of their robot. They can't quite pick up any of those cells, any of those, the rings. They can't quite pick it up. We're down to the final 30 seconds. Blue Alliance ahead, 108 to 88. Greenback still shooting, trying to hit those power shots, but just missing. For the Red Alliance, the Bluebacks hit 2 of them back. The Red Alliance have taken the lead with 10 seconds to go, 118 to 108. The Gong Invaders trying to move that wobble goal on the line. It looks like it's on the line. This is anyone's match. The Red Alliance knocking down 3 power shots during that end game, which would have scored them an extra 45 points. We saw the Red Alliance behind the entire match, but that shooting right at the very end by the Bluebacks looks like it might have gave them the win. That's a high score, 139 to 108. We'll see if that wobble goal is on that line for the Gong Invaders to get those extra points. Red Alliance look pretty happy. They seem confident over there. I haven't seen any penalties yet. The Blue Alliance put up a great performance there. I thought they had it won. Pink backs especially. They had a couple of games where those rings were caught in that shooter of theirs, but it worked perfectly. And both them and the Greenbacks must have. There was one period they shot 5 into that upper scoring zone within probably 3 seconds. 30 points within 3 seconds there for the Blue Alliance, but it doesn't look like it's been enough. We'll still wait for the final scores to come in. And here they are. And it is a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 144 to 108. 50 endgame points being the difference. So those 50 endgame points were due to 3 of those power shots knocked down, but also the Gong Invaders got that wobble goal onto that starting line and got them an extra 5 points. That's how they got those 45 points. So those extra 50 points. As we preview Semifinal 2, match 1 on the Red Alliance, we've got the grey backs and the purple backs with Artemis. And for Alliance 3, we have Card, Bob, and Hedge Hubs, both from Pinball, with the Barker Yellowbacks. I have a feeling this match will go to the best of 3. I'm going to say the Red Alliance will win match 1, the Blue Alliance will win match 2, and then it's 50-50 who's going to win match 3. Let's see what happens. That's my prediction. What do you think, Suzy? Who do you think's going to win match 1?
I don't really know. It all depends, I think, on what robots play and how well they're able to do. So, I'll come down here, apparently. Here we go. Here we go. I think, depending on which robots are able to play, depending on how well some of the drivers have been swapping around, so I think it depends on which drivers play, because a lot of the robots seem very dependent on drivers. So I think this match, I'm actually opposite you. I think this match will go to Blue Alliance, then I think it'll go to the Red Alliance, and then a 50-50 after that. So.
Now, I saw you got an award before, Suzy. What award was that you were given?
Yes, so I was fortunate enough to receive the FRC Dean's List Award for the Pacific region, one of 3 of them. So yeah.
And what's that? What's the criteria, I guess, for the Dean's List Award?
Yes, so teams get to pick up to 2 students that they can nominate. So they write an essay and submit it for the award. When you're submitted, you're like a semi-finalist. And then from there, you do like an interview process. And then from the interview process, they pick, in this case, with the Pacific region, how they're doing awards. There's 3 of them that picked, and I was fortunate enough to be one of those 3.
I think an award where you're selected from your peers is always highly regarded, so congratulations. I think Suzy's wanted by one of the teams, so she's going to go off. Thank you for that, Suzy. As we move into semi-final 2, match one. There's quite a bit of noise in the room here. I'm not sure why there's so much noise. Suzy's needed to go. So we've got ready here. So we're randomizing. So as we've got on the red alliance here, Greybacks and Purplebacks against Cardbob and Hedgehubs for the blue alliance. Okay, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off for semi-final number 2. The Greybacks, 2 shots, shooting down 2 out of those 3 power shots. They're getting ready to play. Whereas that's Cardbob, 18-3-6-1, shooting and scoring one of those rings into that upper scoring zone. Both alliances also scoring. Sorry, the Red Alliance have scored 2 wobble goals into their designated area. Blue Alliance scoring 1. Blue and red both on that red line.
1.
So those extra points there. Blue Alliance taking a lead, 52-44. And Hedgehubs, it looks like Purplebacks. Oh, no, they've started moving. Purplebacks are moving. We've got Blue Alliance there. Hedgehubs shooting and scoring nicely for the Blue Alliance, 18-3-6-1. Whereas Cardbob, a very good shooter. Sorry, Cardbob, 18-3-6-1. Hedgehog in their way, trying to shoot and score for the Red Alliance there. That was Purpleback shooting and scoring, but just hitting to the side. But that last ring going in, scoring 6 points for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance is just ahead. They're 12-5-5-4 there for the Blue Alliance. That is the Hedgehubs shooting and scoring. Cardbob shooting and scoring 2 of those rings straight into that upper zone. Red Alliance ahead, 84-74. We're under a minute to go. Greyback shooting and just missing. That shooter of theirs has just been out a little bit today, but their alliance partner, Purpleback, shooting 2 into that upper zone. It looks like for the Blue Alliance, Hedgehubs have moved something, but look at that. Greybacks, that shooter was dialed in. So Greybacks and Hedgehubs trading ring for ring shot in that upper scoring zone. Greybacks, this is their strength. They've just they can pick up those wobble goals and score. We've got 1 power shot down for each team, but the Red Alliance has got 1 wobble goal over. Blue Alliance has got 1 over as well. That's Hedgehubs. Can they pick up the other one? We're down to 10 seconds to go. This is going to be an extra point. They're going to need this if they're going to stay in the match. Red Alliance have got all 3 power shots down during that endgame period. All 4 wobble goals are out of the field. So 20 points for each one of those. So there's lots of points. So referees are saying one of those power shots for the Blue Alliance was already down before the end game. Red Alliance, that's Alliance 2. Look like they have a lead. 187, that's a massive score. That's a huge score. We'll wait for the final score here. Referees are just going through it. So Greybacks, again, had a couple of issues with their shooter, but once it works, they got 3 out of 3. They shoot those rings very close together. And really good shot. And their partner, Purplebacks, shot really well as well. Here's the final score in that match. And it's a win to the Red Alliance. 206 points to the Red Alliance to 121. So still a good score for the Blue Alliance, but they'll need to go away and have a think of their strategy 206 points to the Alliance number 2, to the Red Alliance, and they take the lead in semi-final 2. So what we do now, we move back to semi-final number 1. So in semi-final number 1, it was the Red Alliance who won the first match, but there'll be a substitute for each alliance. So I can see Dangerous Minds coming onto the field for the Blue Alliance, and I can see the Orange backs on the field for Alliance number 1. So we'll just see who their partners are. So it looks like the pink backs are going to play again for the Blue Alliance, and the Gong Invaders, being the number 1 seed, are going to play again for the Red Alliance. So if any of those Gong Invaders are watching or listening, let me know if you've got any spare shirts. I like it. I'm loving the Star Wars shirts, by the way. Sorry, not the Star Wars. The Space Invaders. God, that's a bit of a faux pas. The Space Invaders shirts. I love it. Dangerous Minds. Dangerous Minds have got quite a good robot. I think they were unlucky to rank where they were. Maybe just how the matches lined up. But I actually think the Blue Alliance have got a good opportunity here. So the Orange backs have got one of those robots has got the conveyor belt, so they can only score in the lower goal. But we've seen them score large numbers of rings in those lower goals. So 2 points each during the lower goal or during the normal play, and we'll see. We'll see what they can do. See if they can move Red Alliance number 1, into the final. Yeah, so as the referee's just saying there, and as are the rules here, each of the Alliance members needs to play at least once. So one of the teams that played in match number 1 is not here. That's Mr. Turkington there in front of the screen, just on the left of the screen, just making sure those rules are followed. I can see, looks like they've done their awards in Queensland, and Queensland will need to, the winning alliance will need to wait. And we're going to have a side-by-side half-field match, I believe, with the New South Wales winners at the very end. Okay, so it looks like everyone's ready. So we're ready for randomisation. Red Alliance ahead 1-0. Blue Alliance need to win to keep the semi-final alive. Position A seems to have come up. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And they're off. We've got Gong Invaders for the Red Alliance moving nicely, and that's Dangerous Minds. Dangerous Minds shooting and scoring during that autonomous zone, autonomous period. Gong Invaders shooting and just missing, just off that alignment. Now, the wobble goal needs to go into position A. Gong Invaders have got it in the correct position, and it looks like it is in. Dangerous Minds haven't quite got in, but you know what? They're parked on that white line. That'll get 5 extra points for their alliance.
Drivers, pick up your controllers.
So, Red Alliance is ahead 20-17, courtesy of that wobble goal being scored there by Gong Invaders. Pink bats, let's see. Their shooter was dialed in last game. Let's see if it can dial in. They're getting ready. They've got 2 out of 3 into that upper goal. Blue Alliance taking the lead, 29-24. But Gong Invaders, their shooter is working nicely now, and they've shot and scored as they move those wobble goals out of the way, and one of those wobble goals has moved right around the field. Gong Invaders trying to pick up some of those rings. Pink bats shooting, but it didn't go very far. Looks like there's no power coming to their shooter. Gong Invaders, meanwhile, have got some of those rings and shoot 1 out of 3 and score. Dangerous Minds have got that wobble goal. They're holding it, and I'd say they'll keep it in there till the very end. Meanwhile, for the Blue Alliance, pink backs, that shooter doesn't seem to be operating as well as it did last time. And this is what we're finding with orange backs now. Pink backs missing 3 out of 3, and orange backs just can get in position and unload them. But the Gong Invaders, 2 out of 2 into that upper thing, scoring 12 points for the Red Alliance. Red Alliance taking a nice lead, 64-29 with 40 seconds to go. Some more points. Gong Invaders, another 6, another 6 going in. Gong Invaders scoring points here. Red Alliance with a nice lead, 80-29. Can Dangerous Minds put that wobble goal out of the field? They've been holding it there for the match. They need to get in the right position and lower that arm. Looks like they're in position. The Gong Invaders get one out, and also Dangerous Minds. They drop the blue wobble goal. Gong Invaders, though, picking up their final wobble goal and letting it go right at the end of the match. High-scoring match there from the Gong Invaders. Blue Alliance 49. Red Alliance, though, with what looks like a comprehensive win, 135. That was a good solid match by the Red Alliance there. The orange backs were just nicely, quietly picking up those rings and scoring them in that lower goal, 2 points each one. But the Gong Invaders shooter was working much better that game, and they scored quite a few of those goals in that upper goal. Blue Alliance put up a good effort there. Good effort by the Blue Alliance. Congratulations to that was Alliance number 4 for the Blue Alliance. And that was Barker Pinkbacks, Barker Greenbacks, and Dangerous Minds. So congratulations to those 3 teams, and thank you very much for coming here and playing today. So we're just getting the robots on the field for Semifinal 2, Match 2, as the final scores come up here for the semi-final, and it's a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 135-49, and the Red Alliance moving through to the final. So that's Gong Invaders, the blue backs, and the orange backs in Alliance number 1. And the way they were shooting, you'd have to say they'd be favourites to win and represent New South Wales against the Queenslanders. Now we have the match preview for Semi-Final 2, Match 2. So we'll see who's playing. So the other teams need to play. So it looks like, certainly for the Red Alliance, we have... it looks like the Greybacks. The Greybacks will be playing with Artemis. So Artemis, looks like they've got their wheels back on their robot. Whereas for the Blue Alliance, we have the Yellowbacks and 18361. That is Card Bob. Card Bob has been quite a good robot. So again, the teams that didn't play in the first match are playing in this match. So, Card Bob early on was shooting very well. Looks like their robot's getting a bit tired with the use, a bit of wear and tear. And we'll see what they can do. I think they might bring it in. So, Yellowbacks, we know, have got one of those conveyor belts on their robots there, as you can see on the screen. Whereas they just pick them up, and essentially the conveyor belt just drops them into that lower goal during the teleop period. scoring 2 points for each one of them that goes in. So I think this will be a close match. Red Alliance won the first match with a comfortable margin. I think with the new teams on board, I think this will be a much closer match. It depends how the Greyback shooting goes. We saw their shooting a little bit up and down, but at the end of last match, they did shoot very well. But we also know they can move, or they can place 2 of those wobble goals into the target zone, and they can also put 2 of those wobble goals outside of the field. So if you have a look at how many points that is, each wobble goal dropped off at the end is 20 points, and each wobble goal delivered to the correct target zone at the start is 15 points. So there's 70 points there. We know 70 points straight away. We know the Red Alliance is going to get. So we're just getting the teams ready here. Blue Alliance there, almost forgetting to... They forgot to preload their wobble goal. That's what happens when the teams are focusing on lots of other things. So I think we're about ready to randomize. So as I said, Blue Alliance need to win to... Blue Alliance need to win to take this match to a third match. Yes, the wobble goal does need to be touching. They're just talking about where the wobble goal needs to be in position. So the robot either needs to be in possession of the wobble goal or touching the wobble goal. Okay, so we're ready to randomize. And we've randomized, and it's position B, so 1 ring on the field. A lot of the randomizations have put no rings on the field. And here we go for match number 2, semi-final 2. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we've got the orange backs and the card bob moving. And that's Artemis. 2 out of 2 into that top goal during that autonomous period. And the Greybacks shooting 2 of those power shots down. Card bob just missing with those power shots. But during this is going to be a huge autonomous score here for the Red Alliance. But the Greybacks putting those wobble goals into the wrong target zone. It should have been in target zone B.
3,
rather than target
2,
zone C.
1.
But still the Red Alliance with a nice lead, 59-15. Let's see what they can do. Greybacks have picked up one of those wobble goals, getting ready for the end game. Yellowbacks picking up and delivering those into the lower goal. Whereas for the Blue Alliance, Card Bob, 2 out of 3 into that upper goal, trying to cut the lead. But we know the Greybacks have a very good shooter when it's on song. And here they go. They've lined up. There we go. 3 out of 3, 18 points. But also Card Bob doing the same for the Blue Alliance. 18 points each. Looks like there's something going on. And another 3 in there for the Red Alliance from the Greybacks. Yeah, their shooters working right now. Card Bob also 3 out of 3 in. We just had 2 go into the upper goal for the Red Alliance, 1 into the lower goal. Red Alliance is ahead 119-82 with a minute to go. But we know the Red Alliance is going to score those 40 points at the end. The Blue Alliance need to get in. Greybacks, 2 out of 3 going in. Card Bob for the Blue Alliance. They need to make sure they're behind that line when they shoot. Otherwise, they'll get 30 penalty points. They're just very close to the line. They're getting ready to shoot. 1, 2, both of them going in 12 points. They need to get some more points here. The Greybacks getting ready. They're trying to manipulate that other wobble goal. That's the end. And the Greybacks pick up that wobble goal and drop it off over the edge. Meanwhile, Card Bob shoot one of those power shots down. Card Bob, 20 points each wobble goal. They've got it and score. There is still 15 seconds left. Huge score for the Red Alliance here. 171 to 102. And they've shot down one of those 2 power shots for the Red Alliance, 2 power shots for the Blue Alliance. We're down to the final few seconds, just missing with those final shots. But look at this. 201 to the Red Alliance, 132 to the Blue Alliance. They're both massive scores. So during that match, we saw Artemis didn't move all match, but at the very start, they shot 2 of those power cells, 2 of those rings into that upper scoring zone, which scored 24 points for their alliance. So valuable points there from Artemis, even though they couldn't move. They had their shooter working. So the referees are discussing the scores. So I said if Red Alliance win, then the Red Alliance will go through to the final. Unless there's some serious penalties here, I think this will be a win to the Red Alliance, and we'll have the top 2 teams going through to the Alliance. As we still wait for the scores, here they are in Semi-Final 2, Match 2, and it's a win to the Red Alliance, 225 to 134. So congratulations to Alliance 2 who go through to the final, and thank you and congratulations to Alliance 3. Alliance 3 consisting of teams 18361 Card Bob, Team 12554 Hedge Hubs, and Team 11258 the Barker Yellowbacks. So we'll have a short timeout now because that alliance will need to go and get ready, change batteries, and come back and play. So we will come back to you in a few minutes.
The program build and First Tech Challenge challenges kids ages 12 to 18 to program, design, build, and compete with robots.
Once you get the challenge, you figure out your game plan.
You build a robot so that you can complete many challenges.
Teams use a reusable kit to program robots in a variety of coding languages.
Every year you also learn more and more about coding, so then your code's gonna get better and better.
Personally, I do not learn hearing about it, but hands-on is just go into it. Instead of saying, oh, I know how to build this robot, I can say, I built this robot.
In First Tech Challenge, students are developing a broad range of skills.
Manufacturing, hardware, troubleshooting, but there's also a lot of things that you learn that you wouldn't necessarily think about. People skills.
Problem-solving skills, helping one another, helping other teams.
The program draws so many students that come in who just want to do the marketing, who just want to do fundraising.
You need to do fundraising because you need to buy kits and parts and everything you need for the year.
And that's a great thing that the kids learn very early on.
The model of FIRST has provided incredible opportunities for the students to interact with professionals.
Whenever I asked my mentors the question, they always flipped the question around and asked, where would you find the answer to that question if I weren't here? They slowly built my confidence up so much more to a point where we weren't asking them questions, we were just going.
Each team has to compete at a local event, win awards at the local event, and then they're able to move on to the first championship.
You walk into the room and there's that smell, the smell of robots.
There's different languages, different culture. It's just the best thing ever.
I think it's incredibly important for youth to see careers in science and engineering as a possibility for them.
High school participants have access to over $80 million in scholarships from colleges, universities, and technical programs. First Tech Challenge is one of 4 engaging FIRST programs.
First in one word, wow.
Fun!
First is inspiration.
First is amazing.
First is hope.
Here we are, and we're back for the finals. Red Alliance being Alliance 1. Gong Invaders, Blue Backs and Orange Backs against Alliance number 2, the Grey Backs, Purple Backs and Team Artemis. I think this will be a very close match here. All the teams during the last Alliance shot really well. So what we've got... So I might just introduce the teams before the final, if that's okay. So we have randomised for C, but I just want to introduce On the Red Alliance, we have the Alliance captain. Alliance captain, the Gong Invaders. And their partner, the Bluebacks from Barker. And they are against, on the Blue Alliance, the Alliance captain is the Barker Greybacks. And their partner is the Barker Purplebacks. Okay, so we've randomised the field. We're in position, target position C, which is down the far. Teams, are you ready? Final number one. In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off, and there for the Blue Alliance. The Greyback shooting and just missing, but hitting one of those power shots. And the Gong Invaders for the Red Alliance shooting 1, 2 out of 3. That's still 24 points. Greyback shooting one of them in as well. Both alliances scoring their wobble goals into the correct position. But look at that. Greybacks, that robot, has gone and picked up that second wobble goal and scored for the Blue Alliance. That'll give them a nice lead. Blue Alliance ahead, 62-44 after that autonomous period. Here we go. All the robots are moving now. So we've got for the Purplebacks there shooting and scoring for the Blue Alliance, whereas the Bluebacks shooting and scoring and picking up those rings and shooting and scoring for the Red Alliance. We've got the Gong Invaders. They've got some of those cells in their robot. It looks like a couple of them are stuck. I can see them. There you go. They've got that one out. They're trying to get the other one out of their robot. Meanwhile, the Blue Alliance, the Purplebacks, 3 out of 3 into that scoring zone. They've got a large scoring robot at the very end. Bluebacks just off target for the Red Alliance, missing. Blue Alliance have taken a nice lead, 110-44. They are going to be very hard for the Red Alliance to come back. Can they do it? Greybacks shooting and scoring, but then the Bluebacks for the Red Alliance shooting and scoring one into the blue zone. Purplebacks. It's an inspired choice of partner by the Greybacks. They've shot and scored. Greyback shooter just out. Bluebacks once again shooting in that upper goal, but also scoring for the Blue Alliance. But there's Purplebacks shooting. Gong Invaders have got that cell cleared from their robot, and they're able to shoot and score into that upper cell. They're going to need to come back. They're 100 points behind. We've got 30 seconds to go. Greybacks, they've got those wobble goals. Here we go. Can they drop them both at the end? They've got the first one out. Gong Invaders, they've picked up that red wobble goal, and they've moved it, and they've dropped it out as well. Bluebacks and Purplebacks, both trying to hit those power shots. 15 points each if they can get them. Blue Alliance, actually the Red Alliance, Bluebacks accidentally knocking one of the blue ones over here. Greybacks deliver that second wobble goal out for the Blue Alliance. Great match, final number one there. Blue Alliance looked like they have a lead. Lots of points. Both the Greybacks and the Purplebacks were shooting really well during that match. The Red Alliance, their shooters for both were just off a little bit. Gong Invaders looked like they got one of those rings caught in their intake. They had to wait. They probably lost 20 seconds while they cleared that out. And the Bluebacks just missed a couple of shots, but also accidentally knocked down one of the Blue Alliance's power shots, which it doesn't matter who knocks it down, the points are scored. So that would have scored some points for the Blue Alliance. So Blue Alliance look like they're ahead at the moment. We'll need to wait for penalties to see what happens. So we're just waiting for the scores to be submitted here. So we'll have obviously after this match there'll be a small timeout because one of these robots from each alliance will need to play again. But for the team that didn't play, they'll need to come on and play for each alliance. So for Alliance 1 and Alliance 2, they'll need to play their third robot. And here's the final score. And it's a win to the Blue Alliance. Blue Alliance 233. Red Alliance 124. Blue Alliance are 1 win away from going on to represent New South Wales against Queensland. In fact, so we are having a 5-minute field timeout. So if the Blue Alliance win, that would probably be a bit of symmetry there, given that New South Wales are blue. Red Alliance, 1 in Queensland. That's close enough to maroon, or maroon, I think how they say it in Queensland. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll be back in a few minutes for final number 2. So that's a field timeout for 5 minutes. There was a penalty during that match. Sean, what was the minus 20 points there? So those penalties, the Gong Invaders, I think I said they had an issue with one of those rings being caught, but what in fact they were controlling more than 3 rings for multiple periods and multiple times. So that's what that minus 20 points were for. Now, ultimately, that wouldn't have mattered, but I think what happened is they lost probably 20 seconds while they're trying to clear that. And so let's hope that doesn't happen in the next match and they can bring it back to 1 match all. So the teams are on the field here for match number 2 in the final. Blue Alliance causing somewhat of a small upset there by beating the number 1 ranked Alliance. So number 1 Alliance will need to win this. So we can see for the Red Alliance, we've got Gong Invaders. They're the team captain. They are playing with the Orange Backs. Whereas for the Blue Alliance, who if they win, they will take this out and represent New South Wales in the match against Queensland. We have the Greybacks, and also we have Team Artemis. Now, the teams in Queensland that won the Queensland final are teams 14-380, the Bot Builders X, Team 18-228, the Bot Builders Y, and Team 18-294, Brisbane Girls Grammar. So those 3 schools or teams will represent Queensland in the State of Origin final here. Okay, here we go. As we're ready to randomise. And we've randomised to position 2, so B is the target zone with 1 ring on the field. And here we go in final match 2. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off, and there's the Greybacks and Gong Invaders moving. And that's Artemis shooting and just missing. Greybacks also just missing for the Blue Alliance. So, Gong Invaders shooting 1 into that upper goal, getting 2 in there. 24 points for the Red Alliance. The Greybacks have got 1. There looks like they're going to get 2 of those wobble goals into the correct position. For the Blue Alliance, Gong Invaders have put theirs into position A. It needed to be into position B to get those extra points. Those extra points need to be added on to the Blue Alliance score. I think that's what they've done. Blue Alliance is ahead, 32-29. Blue Alliance, if they win this, they will go in. The Red Alliance there. The Orange Backs, looks like one of their belts has come off their robot. We'll see if they're still able to move those. See if they move those rings. Whereas the Gong Invaders just hit 3 out of 3 shots into that upper target, putting the Red Alliance ahead, 53-44. A minute 30 to go. Gong Invaders picking up those cells. Looks like the orange backs for the Red Alliance, they are able to get that shooter working again, even though something off. And there's Gong Invaders getting 2 out of 3 into that upper scoring zone. Greybacks look like they're having an issue with picking up some of those rings. They can't quite get them in. I don't know if one is stuck or not. Let's see if they can shoot. 1, 2. Well, that looked to be fine. They got 2 in there out of 2, getting 12 points. Red Alliance ahead, 67-56. We know both Gong Invaders and Greybacks can score maximum points during the end game. And we had Gong Invaders 3 out of 3 into that top zone. Greybacks 2 out of 2 into that top scoring zone. So good scoring by those 2 robots. We've got Greybacks trying to get Blue Alliance level. We're down to the final 30 seconds. Greybacks have put one of the wobble goals over. Great work there. The Orange Backs have actually righted the blue wobble goal. Red Alliance is ahead. They've got a nice lead. Greybacks, they've dropped the wobble goal. They needed to get that over. And just as that happens, the Gong Invaders have put both of their wobble goals out of the field. And this looks like the Gong Invaders have fought back and might have tied up the final series 1 match all. So we need to wait for the final scoos. Here we have, I think the final scores are about to be locked in. So the referees need to talk about the scores. So they're going through them now. So it looks like there are going to be some penalties against the Red Alliance. Red Alliance certainly were hitting the Blue Alliance's wobble goal. So the question will be how many penalties the Red Alliance will get. Of course, if the Blue Alliance win, then the Blue Alliance win overall and they'll go on to the final.
Possibly play the next match, can go to the field, but the main teams I just don't want them to waste time with the mix again because we don't have time. Okay, the teams that are playing the next one stay here. Yes. You can go there. We've decided a match against the Red Alliance. If the scores are as they are on our board, it will not change. I'd like to see it above the orange backs pushing the blue wobble goal over to the other side of the field and resulting in the grey backs not scoring. It's a major penalty. But can we... What's the wobble goal word? The correct interpretation of the rules is to award a penalty. But it's against the top with the Alliance. Put the scores there or not post it. If they are fine, it is. I just don't want to see like one of our teams cause a penalty to benefit another team that's also But so can we see the scores without submitting? Yes, they're currently no, we can see them on here. Sure. So with the scores, pick a side. With the scores as they are, do we have a major penalty assessed against the Red Alliance? I just added one. And the Red Alliance still win? Currently, that's what it looks like. Okay, release the scores then. I'm happy with that judgment. Okay. Release the scores? Yes, you may release the scores. Okay. What was the penalty for?
And here's the final score for that match. And yes, it's a win to the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 117 to 103. There were 30 penalty points there against the Red Alliance. Those penalty points were for... So that explanation was, and we did see that actually. We saw the orange backs contact the blue wobble goal, making it difficult and stopping the grey backs, the Blue Alliance, from scoring that wobble goal, which results in a major penalty, 30 points. So that's interesting because the wobble goal was actually on its side. The grey backs, the orange backs did contact it and moved it out of the way, which made it harder then for the Blue Alliance. So that was very lucky. So if you have a look at the match, the finals were 14 points difference. 14 points difference. That was during the driver control period, 78 points there. So that was both the Gong Invaders and the Orange Backs superior shooting. Greybacks just were a little bit off that game in their shooting. But we'll go back to the original two robots. So we have on Alliance number 1, we have the Gong Invaders and we have the Bluebacks. So that's on the Red Alliance. Whereas on the Blue Alliance, we have the Greybacks with the Purplebacks. So the winner of this match will then represent New South Wales against those 3 Queensland matches. The 3 Queensland teams in the final. So the teams that have just played are just replacing their batteries on the field. So Greybacks look like they're testing their battery, not really sure what they're doing. It looks like there is an issue with the Greybacks robot. So it looks like the Greybacks have swapped out their controller. They feel the controller was the issue. So there are two controllers, two drivers per robot. One person actually driving the robot, and the other person controlling the shooting and the wobble goal pickup mechanisms. So teams just taking their time. This is the final match, so we want to make sure everything's perfect. Greybacks. Okay, I think we are ready.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Okay, we are ready for the final. We are about to randomize. Are we ready to randomize? We've randomised to position B is the target zone, so that's the centre position. One ring on the field. And here we go for the final match. Who will win? Red Alliance or Blue Alliance? Okay, teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Gong Invaders and Greybacks shooting and hitting over one of those, knocking over one of those power shots. And they've put the wobble goal into the wrong position, whereas the Gong Invaders, they've put it into the correct position and scored during the autonomous period. And Greybacks putting it into the zone 3, whereas it should be going into zone 2. Red Alliance ahead, 56-50.
3, 2, 1.
And we're down to the end. Here we go. Purplebacks shooting and scoring up into that upper zone for the Blue Alliance. But the Bluebacks shooting and scoring one as well. There are others just missing here. Purplebacks and Orangebacks trying to pick up those rings. And Blue Alliance just hitting 4 out of 6 going in for the Blue Alliance. But the Red Alliance has got a nice lead, 80-68, 86-68 for the Red Alliance. The Red Alliance there, Gong Invaders. They've lined up and they shoot and they score 3 out of 3, another 18 points. And here we go. Can the Bluebacks score and shoot? 1-2. They score 1, but it moves out. But the Red Alliance have a nice lead. 110 to 86. A minute 10 to go. The Greybacks, it looks like they're having a small issue with their robot, and they shoot. Blue just getting 4 in, but just as they do, the Bluebacks score and shoot for the Red Alliance. This is going to be a huge scoring game, 128 to 110. Gong Invaders score and shoot. And the Blue Alliance just get 5 rings in straight away for the Blue Alliance. It's 140 to 146. This is the highest scoring game we've seen. Teams trying to pick up those rings. Those rings are slow to come back on the field because they're shooting. Gong Invaders getting 2 in for the Red Alliance. Gong Invaders picking up the wobble goal. Blue Alliance getting theirs back. This is going to come down to it's 155 to 178. Red Alliance is ahead. Blue needs to get that wobble goal over and score some more points. The Purplebacks knock down 2 of those power shots, but Bluebacks knock over 2 of theirs. We've got both teams almost up to 200. Red scoring a quick volley of those rings in right at the end. Look at this score. We've got a score of 243 to 234. There's a couple of points haven't been scored yet. This is the highest. Both of those scores are the highest score we've seen. Great shooting from both alliances. This will come down. Make sure all those autonomous points were counted correctly. Were there any penalties? I didn't notice anything. I wasn't really looking for them, though. See what happens. Gong Invaders and the Bluebacks look like they have a slight lead, 243 to 224. Whatever it is, it's a massive score for both alliances. And it looks like, yes, both teams got their wobble goals over. And here it is. This is for the winner. And the win is the Red Alliance. Red Alliance 247. The Blue Alliance 194. Congratulations to Alliance number 2. Alliance 2, 11148. The Greybacks, 11147. The Purplebacks, and 15144 Team Artemis. But the winners of the New South Wales leg, Alliance number 1, 14349, the Gong Invaders. Team 11144, the Barker Bluebacks. And Team 11143, the Barker Orangebacks. Massive score, 247. So Alliance number 1 will go on to represent New South Wales, and they'll be competing against from Queensland, 14380 Bot Builders X, 18228 Bot Builders Y, and Team 18294 Brisbane Girls Grammar. So we'll just have a small timeout while we set up the field and get everything synchronized with Queensland so we can run the split screen match for you. Here we go, and we're ready for the first State of Origin match, Queensland versus New South Wales. Who are we going for, Queensland or New South Wales? So we have it. We have a few Queensland supporters here. Here we go. So we've got split screens. Yep. Teams, are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off. Both teams are off. For the Queensland there, we've got the wobble goal being shot. We've also got the Queensland robots shooting at those power shots and just knocking the centre one down. It looks like they've got that wobble goal. Looks like it's in position B. So 20 points there for the Red Alliance in Queensland for the Queensland during that autonomous period. Whereas for New South Wales, 56 points. For New South Wales there. They've got that wobble goal into the correct position, which is position A. So for Queensland, here we go. They're picking up some of those rings just being tossed out. And during the half-course match, any one of those positions can be scored at by the Alliance. So we saw both Queensland and New South Wales scoring into that middle position. Gong Invaders for New South Wales lining up and shooting into that upper goal, scoring 18 points. Queensland, they've come up nice and close. Can they score? They're lining up again. They've got to be behind that white line before they shoot. The New South Wales robots, Gong Invaders and Bluebacks picking up and scoring consistently into that top goal. Queensland just shooting off to the side there. We've got to line up those robots. If they're not perfectly aligned, very hard to get them straight into the goal. Bluebacks for New South Wales scoring into that upper goal. 104 points there to New South Wales. They're racking up the points. The Queensland 38 scoring a couple into that middle goal there. Queensland up to 50. They're going to need to score some of these end wobble goal points. There for New South Wales. They just blew back shooting to the side. Gong Invaders shooting nice and accurately this match. New South Wales up to 140 points. Queensland are just getting ready for that end game. They're getting ready to pick up those wobble goals. 20 points each if they can get them over. But New South Wales, 5 out of 6 going into that upper goal, scoring 30 points there during the match. The Queensland teams, they've got those wobble goals. One of them is out. They're about to put the other one out, and yes, they have. Queensland have got both their wobble goals out. Can they score some extra points at the end? They've still got 15 seconds to go. In New South Wales, they're trying to shoot. They're just missing those power shots. Bluebacks just missed them. Gong Invaders picking up one of those wobble goals and scoring. They've got 2 seconds to go. Can they score it? They get it over right at the very end. Right at the very end. Queensland 102. Looks like New South Wales 190. That's a good scoring by both alliances there. Very difficult when there's no one else on the field. Both teams getting all those wobble goals out. So we need to spit the scores. And we're just waiting for the New South Wales scores to come through. That's actually, it's a best of 3, so we'll see what happens there. So this is a game that was invented, I guess, due to COVID, so that teams could play at home or play against other teams. And here's the final score from New South Wales. So overall, that's a win to New South Wales, 214 to 84. 214 to 84 there. A high score. New South Wales, both teams, both New South Wales and Queensland, scoring 40 points during the end game. You'll see that they all got their wobble goals over, but the driver control 118 there for New South Wales. That was due. We saw 5 in a row, 30 points into that upper goal for New South Wales. So that's a win to was that a cockroach for New South Wales? And that looks like a cane toad for Queensland. Cockroaches and the Queenslanders and the cane toads. I think that's what they in the rugby league. So we will now get for match 2. So for those people who haven't seen this before, this, as I said, this was a game that was conceived obviously due to COVID, whereas the teams couldn't visit other teams. So they were able to play against each other on the same field. And this is why there's no win-loss in FTC. It's just more a total points scored. So teams play either by themselves or with another team to try and score as many points as they can. And that's how the ranking points are actually done. So it was conceived to try and allow competition to still happen, even without the travel. So we'll just wait for the teams to set up. So 3 teams per alliance. So what we'll do is the third team will need to play in this match. So we'll still have, looks like I can see on the New South Wales side, we've got the Gong Invaders. They'll be playing with the Orange Backs. I'll wait for the Queensland feed to come through, but I'm assuming it'll be one of the bot builders team against Brisbane Girls Grammar. Okay, we are ready for match number 2. Teams ready in 3, 2, 1, go. Off here for match number 2. We can see both Queensland teams moving out, shooting and just missing. Queensland looks like they've got that wobble goal into the correct. Is it in the correct position? It's hard to see there. Gong Invaders though, for New South Wales, shooting and scoring into that upper goal and putting that wobble goal into position B, which is where the randomisation is. We're almost at the end of the autonomous period. The Gong Invaders, huge score there for New South Wales, 56 points during that autonomous period. 10 points so far to Queensland. Both of those robots were parked there for Queensland on the line. That wobble goal not quite on the right position. They're moving the wobble goal, Queensland. It's got to go past that line so then it can come back and be placed over the top at the end game. Queensland, they're lining up. If they're shooting in that low goal, they can be anywhere on the field. If you're going to shoot in the upper goal, you've got to be behind the white line. And Queensland putting one of those rings into the top goal. But just as they do for New South Wales, Gong Invaders scored 3 out of 3 into that upper goal, 18 points. For New South Wales, have a lead, 80-16 at the moment, 80 seconds to go. We've got Orange Backs for New South Wales putting 3 into that low goal, while Gong Invaders scored 2 into that upper goal. Queensland having problems with that shooter. That shooter's just quite off. It's very hard to line up. But they shoot and it just misses. But there's one that goes into that upper goal, scoring 6 points, trying to pick up the other Queensland robot. It looks like some of those rings are caught in their robot there. Hard to get them out when they're caught. Gong Invaders, another 3 into that top scoring zone, another 18 points. Whereas the Orangeback scored 2 into that low goal for New South Wales. This Gong Invaders shooter is dialed in at the moment. They are scoring a lot of points. 128 to the New South Wales Gong Invaders. We're down to the final 30 seconds. So for Queensland, they've picked up those wobble goals. 14-3, 80. That's Bot Builders X. Can they put it over? Gong Invaders for New South Wales have picked up their wobble goal, but they've knocked it over. They can't quite pick it up. Can Bot Builders X for Queensland pick it up and drop it over? We're down to the final few seconds. Blue Alliance, New South Wales just shooting at the very end. That power shot ticked over after the time had expired, so it doesn't count. We've got the Queensland score. Queensland score 42. And we're posting the New South Wales score here. And the New South Wales score is 156. So a high score there for New South Wales, 156-42. And New South Wales win the State of Origin 2-0. The inaugural robotics FTC State of Origin. I was there. So thank you to everyone in Queensland. Apologies, we were running a little bit late. We have the Gong Invaders and Orangebacks on the field. And we also have the Bluebacks on the field. I think we got the Bluebacks there? The Bluebacks there? We got the Bluebacks and the Orangebacks on the field. And the Gong Invaders. So congratulations to Alliance number 1. So we will be having an award ceremony shortly. So stick around. Got some FTC. So it looks like we've got awards for the winners and the finalists. And we've also got some awards there. I can see a design award, a creativity award, an innovation award, and then finalists and winners awards. So they will come up. So this is it's a bit of a unique concept here for robotics. So I'm here with Anthony, and actually here I've got Lyle here. Lyle, would you like to say any words on behalf of Barker and the overall tournament?
We certainly will. We'll get the closing ceremony started in a minute. I'm going to invite on our team captain for the Redbacks, Suzanne Bryan. And we're also going to invite a couple of very special guests for our closing ceremony today. Can we get our lead referee up here? This is Sean Zammett, one of our alumni from the Barker Redbacks. Huge round of applause. Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us and help volunteering today. And we will get also our judge, Diane. Diane Becker, do you want to come on up? Fantastic. Welcome. We have had a fantastic day of competition across New South Wales and Queensland, and we're so proud to have been able to host everybody here at our robotics lab at Barker. It's a real privilege for us to be able to run events like this so everybody gets a chance to compete, and so that we get amazing spirit of community and camaraderie as people come together to play robotics and to see what we can achieve and show off. So well done to all our teams. I'm going to hand over to Suzanne.
We're also really fortunate to have a lot of amazing sponsors. Thanks to Grace College and Barker College for being the host of this amazing cross-country event. We'd also like to thank Macquarie University and Bechtel, the FTC Ultimate Goal sponsor. We'd also like to thank a few other groups. First, our teams. You've all put so much effort into designing, building, and competing with your robots, and it's excellent to see the effort that each and every team has put. So let's congratulate all of the teams here today. Of course, there's another group that would makes your team possible. They're critical to the learning experience and to your team success. That's right, it's your mentors. We'd like to give a big thank you to all of the mentors and coaches here today for your time and efforts. You guys are really making a big difference. So now it is time to recognize the winners of today's competition and to give out some prizes to some very deserving teams. We spent a lot of time today talking to different teams and watching the way that teams have performed and interacted with each other. So if you receive an award, you need a team representative who can come to the field to collect your trophy that you can see here. So the first award that we have to give out is the Innovation Award. Now we'd usually have a whole spiel, but we don't, so we're just gonna give them out. So the Innovation Award goes to team 16551 Dangerous Minds. So can a team representative please come down to the field to collect your award?
Congratulations, thank you so much. Do you want to stay for a photo or how are we doing this?
Next, we have the Design Award. So that goes to team 18361 Card Bob. Here we go. Fist bumps. Fist bumps. Congratulations. Would next like to give the Creativity Award. So that goes to team 11146, the Pinkbacks. We'll wait as a team representative comes down to the field. Would now like to recognize the finalist alliance. So that's team 11148, the Greybacks, 11147, the Purplebacks, and team 15144, Artemis. So can a representative please come down to the field from each of those teams? Fist bumps. Fist bumps. Yeah. Oh, you get
this one
that,
yours.
yeah, that one's
What we're going to do is we're going to get all three of you turning around. There we go. Fantastic.
Oh.
Great job.
We'd also like to give awards now to the winners of both the New South Wales competition as well as the entire inaugural FTC State of Origin event. So we'll go with the Alliance captain, team 14349, the Gong Invaders, followed by team 11144, the Barker Bluebacks, and 11143, the Barker Orangebacks. Please send a team representative. Fist bumps, fist bumps. You get the one there. Grab the trophy from there.
Trophy for you. Captain in the middle. Fantastic. Nice big smiles. Beautiful. Well done. Well done.
So we've come to the end of today's event. Thank you for everyone for tuning in and for participating. So I hope you all had a great day, and we'll see you next year for 2022.
Great job. Thanks, everybody.